going on, everyone? It is episode 173, recorded on Sunday, July 2nd, 2023. I'm Drew, and hey, John. On the 4th of July, a husband named John exclaims to his wife, "Your butt is getting really big. It's bigger than the barbecue grill." Oof. Later that night in bed, the husband made some advances towards his wife, who completely brushes him off. "What's wrong?" he asks. She answers, "Do you really think I'm going to fire up this big-ass grill for one little weenie?"
Look at that! It's the 4th of July! Time to eat some burgers and hot dogs, watch some fireworks, pew pew pew, and listen to the dads after dark, apparently. Did you like Drew's small dick joke? I bet you did. You can relate, can't you? Well, here's your hosts, John and Drew.
What is up, everybody, and happy 4th of July! It is the birthplace of America. We're happy to be here. John, on tonight's show, we welcome you to the Luna Lounge. Is 1-2 Switch actually pretty good? We'll talk about it. And we have a new monthly mayhem to announce and go through all the details. It's a fun one, folks. Another John's baby that everyone's going to be liking. Everyone's going to be playing it. There's going to be lots of opportunities to win. John, how you doing this lovely weekend? Long weekend, weird weekend? I mean, work tomorrow, not work tomorrow. A lot of people are doing different things over this weekend.
I took it off. 4-day weekend.
Good for you.
It feels like it's going slow. I love it. I woke up this morning. I was like, it's just Sunday. I got so much time. We had a Switch party on Friday night.
So jealous. The pictures looked awesome. I'm so jealous.
Yep. Yeah, we had we didn't do like a full gaming group meet. It was more just a small meet. In fact, I didn't even invite everyone that I wanted to invite away because I wanted to make sure. And we had a nice group of people. And we played everybody 1-2 Switch. In fact, I think the day that they announced it for June 30th, that was when I said, okay, that's when we're doing our party. Mm-hmm. And I was nervous. About it. We'll talk more about the game later. I was nervous that, I was like, well, no big deal. Like, I expected we'd play something else.
Yeah.
We played a lot of everybody 1-2 Switch. Yeah. It was
tell you what,
good time. Lots of food. Koozie came over, had deviled strawberries.
Never heard of that.
Me neither.
I mean, deviled eggs is kind of a known thing, right? So explain it to me a little bit. What is a deviled strawberry?
Deviled strawberry is basically, instead of an egg, it's a strawberry. And instead of the first time I had one, I had to get ready to recoil because you see it and you're like, oh, I'm expecting that mustard mayo,
sliminess. Yeah.
It's more of like a cream cheesy, sugary cream with like granola sprinkled over it.
On a strawberry, cut in half, or they dip it in?
Strawberries cut in half. And from what I can see, just a little bit of a scoop in so that the cream goes on.
Sure.
And then you have to cut the back a little bit to make it flat. Otherwise, the strawberry will just roll. But yeah, no, they were really good. I mean, we were popping them pretty quick. They all went away very fast.
Is this a common thing, or is this like a Koo's specialty? Because I've never heard of it.
Never heard of it. And this is the first time Koo said he had ever made it. So, and I was motivated. I was going to make them for tomorrow for our little 4th of July thing. But I couldn't find good strawberries tonight. So
always a miss, right? You go to the store, you get like these giant strawberries, or you get these little crummy, moldy ones. It's like you just never know with fruit.
Yep. Probably fine because I didn't want to cook tomorrow anyway. I want to wake up and just play some games. But we had a really good time. Ate nacho bar, all that stuff. So that was really fun. Ooh. And then it's been relaxing a bit. Tomorrow we're doing our festivities at my brother-in-law's house. Could be there for a while. I think I might bring my Switch. I don't know. When you go somewhere where there's company, some sometimes, I don't know, things get really chill or whatever, and it's like, just break out the Switch. I don't know.
And it's hard to tell. I've been in my
It's rude.
cookout circuit this weekend, right? And it's just like, you don't know what to expect. You don't know if it's just going to be sitting in a chair all day drinking. Or are you going to be like out playing cornhole or bocce or yard games? Or are you going to be sitting inside watching sports on the, you don't know. It's like, it just depends on the atmosphere. And I've had a mixed bag of all of them so far this week. I've been at a cookout that was at a brewery Friday night, which
a cookout at a brewery? Is that a cookout?
So it is, because it was my baseball team that's now wrapped up. I co-coach with another guy who I've been doing this now. This is our third season we co-coach. It's the best thing ever. Co-coaching's the best because
stop saying co-coach.
Co-coach. It's a thing. It's a co-coach. And it's like, there's no like, I have to be there. If you can't make it, the co-coach goes. And it's just easy. So anyways, my co-coach owns the brewery who sponsors our team. So he's like, I'll host it after. It was great because when I got there, I brought 3 dozens of donuts. They had a food truck, and then he's like, I have some drink tickets. I'm going to give one to everyone. He's like, but Drew, you helped me out. And he's like, here's a bunch. And he gave me a ton of drink tickets. And this brewery, I love this brewery, but they're really more known for like IPAs, like that 7%, 7.5% beer, and like 16-ounce pours, which is, you get the drink ticket, you get the big pours. And I'm telling John, I probably had 5 or 6 of those 16-ounce IPAs, and like, not good situation. It was not a good situation.
Was this with the little leaguers?
With the little leaders, with the kids. My wife was she had like 3 or 4 herself, but she was drinking some other. She wasn't drinking an IPA. She was drinking something else.
Hold on a second. How did you get home?
It's irrelevant. But I had like a chicken gyro. I had donuts and like, it felt like college that night. I'm just gonna say that. Like, I had the spins, and it was not great.
So it was like Zoe and Evan just there, and they're like, "Where's your parents?" Like, well, that's him. That's my dad on the floor spinning around, vomiting. And mommy's up on the ceiling fan.
It didn't hit me till later in the night, but no, Evan was out playing with his friends. He was having the time of his life. Zoe was like, I want to go home, like pulling on the shirt. And then it's like, all right, we'll go home at 7. And it's like 6:50, 6:55. She's like, 5 more minutes. I was like, 5 more minutes. And then, the guys are like, Drew, you want another round, Amy, another round. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take another round. And then it's like, before you know it, it's 8:30. And the brewery's closing at 8. And like, I'm with the owner, but it's like, he's like, yeah, the staff needs to pick up. They're like, I'm okay if you want to stay, but like, the staff is leaving. They're closing up.
Zoe's like, we're out of here.
Yeah. So it was great. And then
I feel like I've been in that situation as a kid with my parents. Like, I know that feeling.
So then Saturday was another cookout. And I was like, I'm not drinking. I didn't drink. And then today was a cookout, and I was like, I'm not drinking. I had 2 Trulies, but that was easy. A little bit more. I couldn't drink beer. I was like, I'm out on the beer.
I like how your I'm not drinking is more alcohol than I have when I say I'm going to drink. Because I'll usually have 1, and then I'm like, that's it. I'm done. I'm just like done. And I have a built-in designated driver because my wife does not drink at all. Yeah. I'm always in the clear.
Well, I walked to the cookout today, so this was the day. It was at my neighbor's. This was the day if I wanted to go all in.
Right.
And I couldn't. I did not.
Right.
It wasn't a great cookout. It was fine. It was good. Good food.
You were texting me, and you're like, I'm still here, and this is like 5 hours in, and I'm like, and you're just like, in case you're curious, I'm still here. Where was it? Hold on a second. Hold on. I gotta get this. I gotta get this because I can't paraphrase it.
Sure.
It was this morning. We text a lot. This morning you said
it was a roller coaster this morning. Roller coaster emotions.
It was a very engaging podcast here. Hold on. I can't find it. But this morning you were like, oh, the weather sucks. I hope this like cookout's canceled. And then you went 1:52 p.m. When did you go to the cookout?
At 2:20-ish.
2:20. No, not 2:20. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a time difference. So at
Yeah, yeah.
3:52, this is what Drew writes me. I just walked home so I could take a shit in peace. That's
True story.
3:52.
Such a power move.
Then I'm at Target, and this is now 6:23. So this is 4 hours in. In case you were wondering, I'm still at this fucking cookout. And I respond, leave.
I did not reply. Well, this is what happened. Now it's like 6:30, and we're like starting to pack up, and we're good. And then the guy's like, "All right, everybody out front, we're gonna do some fireworks." And I'm like, "No."
Yeah, fireworks is like an hour.
Well,
Easy.
it wasn't that many, and he's doing it like in his driveway, but all the it's a cookout, so all the cars are in his driveway, and like. Luckily I walked there because like there's literally sparks flying onto people's cars. Right above the fireworks are the electrical wires like going to his house, and I'm like, we're doomed. But
just the fact that he's like, everybody, you better have some serious fireworks if you're gonna say, come on everybody, let's go do fireworks in the driveway. You can't then like hand out sparklers, right? You have to have bombs, going off.
Yeah, it was something. Listen, at the end of the day, the cookout wasn't that bad. It's just, it was my third one.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kind of just stay home today. Those days?
Is it time for a chubby bracket? It's chubby bracket time.
Oh, it's getting there after this weekend. I don't know, I did throw up a lot of it.
No.
That's it. It's cookout time.
Oh. We did, I planned a trip, a little trip where... Planned a trip to. You ever go to a Great Wolf Lodge? You ever hear of that?
Oh yeah, been there, done that.
I've never done it before. We have one just an hour south of us in Colorado Springs, and we planned just a night where we're staying a night. I did. They do like a late checkout.
Okay.
Kind of deal. So we're trying to decide if we should do it for. So if you've never heard of Great Wolf Lodge, I know you have. It's like a hotel and a water park. Built in an indoor.
They have an arcade. They have like they have a bunch of They have like indoor mini golf. They have even like a rope course.
And you get that everywhere, but
of course,
indoor water park. I mean, think of the size, and it's a big water park.
Oh yeah.
And so I was trying to decide if I should do 2 days or 1 day, but they do a late checkout. So for $40, this is pretty cool. Usually you check out at 11 a.m., right? Normal hotel stuff. For $40, you can do late checkout at 2 p.m.
It's not bad.
So instead of staying 2 nights and paying for, it's a big expense for because you get the tickets and the hotel. We're going to do the late checkout.
Smart.
But but $600 for basically 24 hours.
$600, John?
Yeah, I mean, but that's tickets for 5 people to the water park, a night stay. And the cool part is you can show up, check-in's at like 3, but you can actually show up as early as 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have lunch down there, and then we're going to go, and then we'll do, water rides all day.
Let me give you some advice, because this place can be money hungry, right? So they welcome you to bring like coolers and like your own food if you want to do those things. Like,
because they can't stop you.
They can't. It's a hotel, essentially. Right? I mean, you can eat there. Don't get me wrong. They have like a full blown restaurant. They have like pizza shacks and stuff, but that's expensive. I'm just saying.
Is it like baseball stadium prices?
Like if you want a pizza, it would be like $40.
Oh wow, yeah. We'll probably try to avoid that.
Well, what are you gonna do? You need dinner. You then have to bring.
There's stuff around the hotel we could do too for like a dinner.
You're not gonna want to leave though. Like you don't want to get a pizza while you're at the pool.
I'm not buying into the $40 pizza. I feel like you have to be exaggerating that.
I'm curious to find out.
If it's a pizza that'll feed all of us, $40, whatever, fine. If it's $40 per meal, no.
How much is pizza?
They do try to sell a food plan that seems ridiculously expensive.
A food plan? Yeah,
like they're like, oh, this will cover a family of 4 for lunch and dinner, and it's like, okay, but we're a family of 5. And I was like, no, because I don't know what's there. I don't know what to expect. I don't like buying food plans until I know what's there. So it's like we'll just figure it out.
That's fair.
Yeah. So we're going to do lunch outside of the hotel and then all that. But
all right, I exaggerated. I don't want to hear. A classic
26.
cheese. Wow, $19.99.
Yeah, see?
It's probably like a personalized pizza.
No, that would be bad.
Family meal: pizza, garlic bread, salad, and a soda. $40.
One soda for a family, or like
Maybe
a
like a
pitcher?
2-liter. 2-liter
Yeah,
soda.
maybe like Peeler. That's not bad. No, that's bad. I'll take that.
I guess that's not bad. $4.50. You know what? You're on a vacation, John. Splurge. Do yourself a favor.
All right,
Get the pizza. I'm not saying
doing
it's
it.
good. I don't remember, but they usually have an arcade as well.
Yeah, arcade, climbing wall. I think I'm going to do the climbing wall for the kids because they like climbing walls.
The
But
rope
yeah,
course.
probably not going to do the other stuff. Yeah, maybe that too. But we're there for the water rides and just hanging out. And it's cool because Michelle doesn't love water parks. So she can just go up to the room and chill out if she wants to. And you're not stuck like an outdoor water park.
Yeah. So when is this? When are you going?
We're going in a few weeks.
Oh, we're going away next week. Nah, not tomorrow. The following Monday, we're going to Six Flags, New England, and we're going to go there for 2 days, and a couple other local places at a Dr. Seuss museum and some other local places. The mini golf, go karts, whole 9 yards.
Very nice.
Every time we go on vacation now, me, I have like a master spreadsheet with a bunch of the addresses and different things we want to do. I always throw in like the local video game stores, and my wife's always like, "What is this?" I was like, "Well, we might as well just stop, one of these places or two."
Right. Yeah.
Of course. Try to get a plushie or something,
Yeah, it's only like 20 minutes.
But it's just so much easier to like buy a plushie while you're on vacation. It just feels like you're on vacation.
I mean, but you do pretty well every time you go to Target. You have, you're like, I got plushies, and this is like twice a week. So I don't think it's any easier. I think it's about
I'm
the
running
same.
out of room. I'm not going to lie. I don't do anymore.
Just need a bigger room.
I got to switch with the wife to the bigger closet.
Yeah, get a bigger room. I tell you one thing, when we did the party, I decorated our living room, and that involved taking a lot of decorations from like my office here.
Sure.
Some decorations from downstairs. I had like a couple Nintendo standees I put in, and it was really cool in there. I was like, because our living room is, fairly barren. We're very minimalistic in those rooms.
Same with us.
And I was like, this is really nice. It was really festive, and I was excited. It was like decorated that whole Thursday.
Nice.
And then today I had to sort of take it all down. And I was like, oh man, it's depressing. It's like after Christmas. I was like, can we put the Nintendo stuff? And Michelle's like, no. All right.
Alrighty.
Tell us about Manscaped.
Well, if you haven't already heard, John, it is smooth sack summer. There's nothing like a nice smooth sack, let me tell you. And when you're playing in the summer sun, make sure you've staped your pubes to bum. Staped your pubes to bum. Their words, not mine. That's right. This is the summer to keep your balls cool while still looking hot with Manscaped. The leaders in below the waist grooming are making sure we'll have the ball this summer by giving your partners everything they need to stay fresh. Dive headfirst into the smooth set summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code NINDADS, NINDADS. I didn't improve this font. I was really squinting at that.
Getting older.
I felt
the
like
font has not changed, I'll tell you that.
Any good manscaping stories lately, John? Or you just, keeping groomed?
I'm maintaining my smooth sack summer. I've been maintaining. I did a little facial shave yesterday. I'm probably gonna save my Manscaped for right before the water park because sometimes you go down a slide, things get lost, and you just you don't want to like a shrubbery appearing out of the water.
True. You don't want that.
I'll wait till then so I'm nice and smooth.
Do you like to powder down there? Have I asked you this before?
At least 20 times, yeah. No, I still don't powder.
Big fan of powder. Big fan.
Every time you say it too, I think of like when we had a baby, right? And like sometimes you change their diaper and you put some powder, and sometimes they toot and a little bit of powder comes out.
Yeah.
I think of that as you. Like after you manscape, you powder down there.
So after I'm done, I go in the shower, like still naked, like you just dry off, and I get the powder, I dump it on the hand, and I just spread my legs, and I just try to like throw it upwards towards your balls, just like get it all in there and just rub it in.
All right, be honest. Has Amy ever witnessed this?
100%. She's like,
"Oh
what are you doing?" And then she just matches. It's in the air and it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's you could put your finger like on like the counter, and it's like she's like, "There's always fucking powdery in here." I'm like, listen,
that's when you lift your leg, you let one go, and the powder just shoots out. That's it. And then you report her reaction to that.
It's just I try to do it to Evan, and then he wants nothing to do with it. He's like, no, I want to powder my. He calls it a no-no. I don't want to powder my no-no, Dad. I'm like, all right, bud, it's on you. It's on you. You're missing out. I said it's nice. It's smooth in the summer. It makes you feel good.
Does Manscaped have powder? They don't have powder.
I don't know, but that might be the next best thing if they could come up with that.
Manscaped, you need powder.
You need some ball powder.
Some powder.
You ever go? I used to keep really quick. I'm sorry. I used to keep a bottle of Gold Bond powder in my golf bag, and I would just be like walking down the fairway, and I just like dump it, and you see it like coming out the leg, like the shorts legs, like just you just got to. It's like go to Disney. You bring
Disney
Gold
Bond powder.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Absolutely.
Let's get to the meat. Oi, that's a good one. The meat. So immature, but I love it. Anywho, to the meat.
Welcome to the meat. Before we start, our Substack, dadsafterdarkshow.substack.com. We've got a new story up there. Take a look. That's where all our merch is. That's where all our socials are. We're on Blue Sky now, everybody. Come visit us on Blue Sky. Drew, I was talking to you about this the other day. Twitter had a really bad day yesterday. The chaos just absolutely continues with that company. It's a shame. I love Twitter to death, but it's being run into the ground right now. And so many people were running away from Twitter and trying out other social media that Blue Sky, which is the ex-Twitter owner's social media network, was having trouble because there were so many people joining and using it. They had to shut down their recommended posts, and they had to shut down their signups because it was just being bombarded yesterday. I think it's back up today. So it was like a great day to see more people come to Blue Sky. IGN posted there for the first time. They've had an account and they finally posted. It's great. GameSack is trying to get on there now. Some friends that I know are on there, so that's really cool. So we'll see. Eventually, we might just be there full time. But check out our Blue Sky account. It's Dads After Dark. That's our handle there. Dads After Dark. Yeah. Might as well go for the best one, right?
Might as well.
I've got 2 first looks on the Nintendo Dads channel. One is there. I did one on the Lara Croft collection.
Can I just say, watching you try to climb that wall that was moving,
motherfucker,
made my fucking day.
Motherfucker. It seems so obvious now.
I didn't know the answer though either. I was right there along with you, and I was just, yeah.
I just got lucky. I died like 5 times. It wasn't a good tutorialization. Yeah, they just didn't tutorialize it well at all. I don't feel bad about it at all. But yeah, no spoiler. I enjoyed it. Felt like an old game. It had parts. It felt like an older game, but it also is a really fun game. And
yeah, I think that's what's keeping me away with it a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely showed its age a little bit, but I'm going to go through them both soon enough. And then I have another one coming. I don't know when the other one's coming. I wrapped it up, but it's still being processed. Burnhouse Lane. So check that one out. I had a fun time doing that one today. So two first looks. Crazy. I'm trying to beat out Hambo and Johnny for the record or something.
I don't know if that's possible.
But sometimes you do those first looks and you're like, yeah, this game probably won't be good, but I'll do it. But I really enjoyed Burnhouse Lane. I'm very interested for people to see what I went through. And I kind of broke down laughing a few minutes into this one, and you'll see why. It's pretty good. So those are my first looks. Drew, we have a new monthly mayhem. It is time to share it with the world.
World premiere.
What do we call it? I call this one, what did you say? This is a John joint, right? You said this was a
John joint.
This is a John joint.
I don't think I called it that, but let's go with it.
I'm going to call this subscription mayhem. How about that?
Sure.
Here is the mayhem. Now, you remember we did a mayhem not too long ago. It was a backlog mayhem. Pick something off your backlog, play it, give us a nice write-up, entertain us, whatever.
Video, whatever it was, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is another judge one. So this is subscription mayhem, and here is how it's going to work. You are going to pick a gaming service. You can pick Game Pass. You can pick PS Plus, You can pick, I don't know, Nintendo Switch Online. You can pick Luna if anybody crazy enough has a Luna. And now you are going to pick a game that is on that service. And what kind of game you're going to pick? You are going to pick a game that you would never have normally played. Something that's just not the genre of something you would play. Something that you thought looked bad, or, you read the title and it sounded bad or stupid or whatever. You were just going to pick a game that you just would never have played, and you were going to play it. And here are the rules.
For me, because I play a lot of shitty, weird games, and I have a pretty
so you got to pick a
library.
Good one. Yeah, pick a good game. Pick a good one. All right. So here's what you got to do. You pick your game. You play the game. Now, the rules here are different. You do not have to beat this game. Okay?
Love that.
You're picking something out of your genre. You may be miserable, whatever. Don't worry about it. Yeah. You don't have to beat it like last time. You just got to play it. Give it a good play. Play it as much as you want or as little as you want. Just give it a play. The longer you play it, though, the better you'll be when it comes to judging. Give a review of the game. You're going to do that in our monthly Mayhem channel, the one we're going to make for this contest. I want you to tell me about why you chose it, and tell me why you wouldn't have played it before. Have you seen this before? What has prevented you from picking this game? And then tell us about your experience playing it. Give us a little bit of a review, maybe grade it if you want to. And then tell us, how do you feel now that you played it? Do you feel like, wow, I feel like I played something that I really enjoyed. I'm glad I did. Or do you say, yep, I should trust my instinct. That game was shitty. Not going to play anything like it again. So there you go. That's the contest right there.
Mm-hmm.
Contest ends July 30th. So it's in 4 weeks? Plenty of time. Drew, you and I said we're going to pick our games now.
Yeah.
Did you pick a game yet? You had one.
I have it on it's on my radar. The one I sent you, it's a good chance. But sure, I'm going to play that game. I will try that game.
What is that game?
That game is called Mail Mole. You're a mole and you deliver mail.
Wait, what is it called?
Mail Mole.
Mail Mole. Okay, all right. Yeah.
I think so. Is it Mole Mail? It's Mail Mole.
And it's MIIL, like the letters.
But mail. Like you're delivering.
This is like
mail.
Lake. Is this a Lake game with moles?
It's on PS4. It's on the Switch. Yeah. Let's see what's Metacritic have to say about this.
Well, the shittier the better.
72.
Yeah, that's too good for you.
Hold
Usually
on, let me read the summary to you. Mail Mole is a charming 3D platformer featuring Multi. The fastest delivery mole in his quest to save Carrotland from disaster. Explore magical worlds from the calm beaches of Coconut Islands to the freezing heights of Yeti Ridge. Make new friends, race against unusual Met rivals. I'm sorry. There's a lot more to it, but you get the gist.
I do. I am
actually
just
sounds like a game I would play. This might not qualify.
You had one job. You had one job to have your game ready. All right, now, but maybe you'll pick this one. Maybe not.
I think I'm going to pick this one.
I had a bunch of games I was deciding between. I had it between Bee Simulator and European Truck Racing Championship, which is literally just racing trucks.
It's got to be the winner.
Dangerous Golf. But I do play golf games from time to time, so I didn't want to pick it.
Dangerous Golf,
and I will tell you what, earlier today, I was thinking of picking Shadow of Mordor.
Oh, you bastard.
Just because it's Lord of the Rings. However, that also, too, was too close to games that I like to play. I have picked Bug Snacks. So I'm going to be playing Bug Snacks. Bug Snacks is an adventure video game developed by independent Chicago-based developer Young Horses. In the game, players explore a mysterious island and attempt to find and capture the eponymous half-bug, half-snack creatures. This game was unveiled in June 2020 during Sony's PlayStation 5 live-streamed.
This was a big game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those, every console launch always has some weird dingbat game.
This was it.
Remember Red Steel from the Wii and stuff? So This was it for the PlayStation. And then it came to Game Pass later on. And now it's on PS Plus. So I'm going to give it a go. This is a game that I haven't played and not really interested in, but I'm going to do some Bug Snacks. Can't hurt.
So,
You don't have to pick a game or something. This isn't like a tournament. But come into the channel and tell us before you start. Just tell us what games you're going to play. I'm interested to know what you're going to play. I don't want to wait for your reviews. So let us know what games you're going to play on what service.
Yeah.
You can play the same game as somebody else if you want to. And then, yeah, just give us your write-up. I'm going to put out our rules tomorrow. It's going to be a fun one. And I like these because you can just pick what you want to play. I know there's still people playing Tears of the Kingdom. I know there's been a lot of big games that have come out lately. So just play whatever you want. Play for as long as you want. Have a good time. That's the whole point of this.
Agreed. Good one.
We have one more news item I wanted to share. I'm not sure if you watched this, but summer isn't over. Yes, summer. Good job.
I'm not gonna lie. Must have overlooked this one.
Good job, co-coach. There was one more presentation. We got the Annapurna showcase, and let me tell you something. Annapurna, by the way, is the Devolver Digital. Is it Devolver Digital? Ever since I got it,
I thought that was a female, Annapurna. I thought it was like a hot chick or something.
Annapurna. I think it's an Indian goddess reference, but Devolver Digital. Annapurna is the 3D version of Devolver Digital. They put out just really cool, I'll say, modern games, usually smaller in scale. So where Devolver Digital is like, they do really great 2D games. They do some 3D, but I mean, their 2D games are just so awesome. Annapurna is like the 3D. And, Annapurna, like for right now, what we know them for is Sayonara Wild Hearts for me, of course. That's how they won me over. They did Stray.
This now makes sense.
They've done a lot of them. Yeah, if you look at the list of games that Annapurna has done, I'll bring it up again. They do some banger games, and I absolutely love them. But they're a publisher, so it's not like they're the developers, whatever. But they did announce that they're going to be developing a game in this showcase. So pretty interesting. But they do a lot of cool stuff. Look them up. Storyteller they did. I haven't gotten to Storyteller. I do want to try that. Artful Escape, which I didn't love, but 12 Minutes was one of my games of the year. What is it? Last year or a couple years ago? So they do some good ones. Telling Lies. They did Journey, Outer Wilds, Donut County. They're great. What Remains of Edith Finch, Flower, Gorogoa. I love Annapurna, so always a good one to watch. But anyway, they did a showcase. This thing started off, and I want to apologize in advance to a couple of my friends who I just shouted at them because they showed off Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, which is going to be a 2023 release. This is the Sayonara Wild Hearts developers. This is their first game since Sayonara Wild Hearts. And it looks like it's going to be, I almost want to say like a Seventh Guest type game, like a puzzle solving game with some mysterious elements to it. So nothing like a rhythm game at all. We don't know a lot about it, but it looks really cool. And I can't wait to play that one. That's what they started off with. They also showed off Cocoon, which we've seen before. A new game, To a T. And you need to watch the trailer for this one, Drew, because it's pretty hilarious. It's about a kid who is shaped like this. He looks like a T-pose, right? Which is sort of like when you do 3D characters, you do them in T-poses. And it's just how it works. And it's just a funny little thing. And it's made by the people that have done the Katamari games. So there's some good pedigree there.
This game looks fucking stupid.
I know, but it looks great. So
no, it doesn't.
Oh, it does. Trust
me. I like the dog.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be a fun time. A couple games that looked really good, but they're not for Switch, unfortunately. But maybe in the future, or Flock and Ghost Bike. So those look really cool. Then they did this. Check this out, Drew. They did. They had a little developer interview thing, which everybody loves. Not really, but this was interesting. This is an indie developer. He's done a game before, but I wasn't really familiar with it. But he's working on a game called We Kill Monsters. And he was telling this story, and I was blown away. First of all, he is in Rhode Island. I was like, no way. I forget what town he's in, but he's in Rhode Island. And you might recognize he talked about going like to certain parks and whatever to relax. So you should watch this part of the
Roger
showcase.
Williams Park.
Yeah, see if you can recognize it. But he was telling a story about he's working on this game, We Kill Monsters, and it was this 2D game. And at some point deep into his development, he decided, it really needs to be a 3D game. And his friends were telling him, no, don't switch to 3D. You're going to have to like rewrite everything. Just, do it and use those ideas, but like, don't do it. And he was just going back and forth with himself. And he just decided, I need to make it 3D, but it's really hard to just throw everything away. And he said in this one moment, he just right-clicked, deleted his entire code base, emptied the recycle bin, and it was done. Like that. Just in a moment, he just wiped it away so that he couldn't change his mind anymore. I'm just like,
wow.
Years. It's like, holy shit. That's a fascinating. You should watch that. Let me know if you see like any familiar sights in that one.
I just watched the trailer. I'm gonna look up who he is.
It's about halfway through.
He's the developer?
Yeah, he's the developer of We Kill Monsters. After that, they showed off Stray, which is coming to Xbox, not Game Pass, but Xbox, August 10th. So if you're an Xbox person, you haven't played Stray, join the party, man, because all the PlayStation people play that, and that game is just really, really great. I mean, it was one of the best games of the year. Not the game of the year, but it was a really fun time, and has good replayability too. Then we also saw Thirsty Suitors, and then we got an update for Storyteller. There's some new content, and that game will be available through Netflix for free. So if you have Netflix, you can play Storyteller for free. I think that's going to be the first Netflix game that I download, because I have been interested in Storyteller, but I haven't wanted to like buy it. So I'm going to grab it off Netflix. I'm going to see how that whole ecosystem works.
I tried to look in a link to Twitter to learn about the game, but I'm logged in as Dad of the Dark, and I can't read any more tweets today.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Twitter, you have died. It's just so sad what happened. And we got, let's see here. Hold on, I lost my notes. Okay. And then finally, they announced they have an internal development studio for the first time. And the lady that's heading it up is the person behind the Edith Finch games. And they are making Blade Runner 2033 Labyrinth. It is a PC-only game. It's a narrative game that I believe she said takes place between the two movies. So if you're into Blade Runner, you'll probably be interested in that one. But it was really good. It was a really good showcase, some cool stuff. I definitely would love to see Ghost Bike come to Switch. That would be a cool one. And then To a T, I don't know if they announced that for Switch. But I'd be interested in that one for Switch. Lorelei and Laser Eyes, I think, is a Switch exclusive for a while. And of course, I'm excited for that one. So it was a good one. Play Stray. All right. And then, yeah, definitely take a look at Rhode Island. But other than that, you ready to talk about what we've been playing?
Shit, it's from Warwick, Rhode Island, eh? That's where I'm from.
Oh, was that it?
I grew up there.
Is he? Oh, okay, so not where you live
I know this
now.
guy? What's his name?
I forget
I went
his
to school
name.
with him.
No.
Oh, how old is he?
Are you talking to me or just talking out loud?
I'm just talking out loud.
What have we been playing?
Hold on. He just showed a scene of that's legit in my movie from The Wanderer. That's creepy and weird.
What? What do you mean?
They show him walking down a path at Roger Williams Park where I filmed someone else walking down that path. It's like a. Anyways.
You need to clip that out and then do like a side by side. I want to see that.
All right, I will.
All right.
Let's talk about what Drew and John are playing. Probably something shitty if you ask me. But hey, maybe they'll surprise us, right?
So what have we been playing, John? I think we've both been playing a game that we hinted to a little bit earlier in the show. Let's talk about everybody 1-2 Switch. So you told me Friday, you sent me a picture or something about you picked it up and you had the new Joy-Cons and you're all excited and you're going to have your party tonight. And I think my reply was, oh shit, I forgot that came out today. And I was already like home because I left work early that day for other reasons. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to download it digital right now. Maybe the kids will want to play it later. And I did. And then we played it later. So I may have had a little bit different experience for you, right? We had my wife, myself, and the two kids versus you had, how many people did you end up having playing at one time?
We had 6 adults and then my 3 kids. But we played a lot of the time with all 9 of us.
Okay. That's awesome. Right. So you had to play in the phone mode,
in the nude?
Right? In the nude.
No.
A lot of jiggle.
True. Do you not know me? You think I didn't have 9 Joy-Cons?
I thought Joy-Con mode was only up to 8 though. It was maybe I'm wrong. I guess I didn't.
You might be right. I think you are right. Actually, it is up to 8. And when we did that, we probably had only the 6 people that
Yeah,
were
I
playing
thought I
with. Yeah.
thought Joy-Con, because it says it when you start, right? You have the Joy-Con
Mhm.
mode or the mobile mode, which is up to 100 players. I thought
Yep.
Joy-Con mode was only 8.
Yep.
But yeah, so I mean, overall, I mean, the expectations I think for many people were very low, right?
Very
This was
low.
just, and I'll be honest, I've never played 1-2 Switch, so this was a new entry for me.
Absolutely.
But watching the videos and stuff, even watching the videos, I still think we weren't really sure what we were getting. And the best way I could kind of describe this for anyone that hasn't played it yet, and John, tell me if I'm wrong, I'm gonna take it like Brain Age Academy, whatever that one was on the Switch, combined with like a WarioWare. Like it's kind of that combo of like short, quick games, but snappy in the way that like they kind of made it fun. There's really not a lot of like interface in the game as far as like saving or profiles or carrying over or unlockables, or at least that I've seen. It's really just have some people over, play some objectives into 2 teams, right? So everything's broken down into 2 teams, and then just have fun with it. And I think that's kind of what I liked about this, John, was it was just separate into 2 teams and just play. You don't need to know anything. You just play. And it has that Mario Party concept of just here's the mini game, here's the rules, here's what you're gonna do, and just play it. And that's it.
Yep.
There's no other bullshit along with it. You know?
I mean, there is a lot of explanation before every game, which was one of my
Agreed.
issues with the first game, and I don't know if they really fixed that with this one, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Expectations were really low. I did play a pretty good bit of 1-2 Switch. I've played it a few times in the intervening years, but not that much. And expectations were low, and we had a really fun time.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like you had a fun time. We had Coos over, Bird Fuel from the Discord, and then some other people. Everybody had a good time. And yeah, and like maybe one of the better things I can say is one of my friends that was over, he's deaf, he's hearing impaired, and he was able to have a really good time. So it shows you like the accessibility of
Sure. That's
the
cool.
game as well. Yeah,
is cool.
it's not every game was perfect.
Yep.
The musical chairs game didn't really have any responsive system, so you had to listen to music going out and stuff. But yeah, he was able to play along with everybody just by watching everybody.
That's one of the few games that never came up for us to play.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know. Just never worked out. Actually, we didn't play any in the bingo. So my son was a little on the fence about it. He was a champ. We played 2 full games, but
did you do the 20 minute?
We played. Actually, I think we played 3 20-minute games. I think the third one he didn't want to play, so I wanted to try a 2 versus 1 to see how that played.
Yeah,
it was
better
okay.
Even.
Yeah, because what it does is it just pretty much doubles your score for that round, which could be really good or really bad.
Yeah, it feels more fair with the equal number of people.
Agreed
on it. Before we get into the games, though, I just want to be able to compare 1-2 Switch with the format of everybody 1-2 Switch.
Sure.
1-2 Switch, and you didn't play it, but was really like, imagine for the most part, the game comes up and then all the little mini games appear and you just play them. And then you just go and play something else. And then you just go and play something. You're just playing games and that's it.
You just
every little game is the whole game. So if you play the cow milking game, then the winner of the cow milking game wins the game. It's just,
that's not that fun. Yeah.
They did put out an update after launch, and they did have a little mode where I think you worked your way up a square, if I remember right, or something. And then every time you play a mini game, it goes off the board. So it had a little bit of a format, but it wasn't much. And my big complaint with the game was I always said it needed to shed some of the bad games, just a few, and then it needed to make a game format. And luckily enough, in everybody 1-2 Switch, they did do that. So you have Horace, I forget his last name, but this guy in a horse, that's not just a picture, like that's the host of this game. And if you do a 20-minute game, then you just have to get 3 points. And they put you into teams, and they split you up. And I mean, we did randomize. I don't know if you guys did like adults versus kids, or you just kind of split up boys versus girls, but
yeah,
we did randomize. So that was really fun. You don't have to like pick amongst your friends. And yeah, you play as a whole team, and that format is so much better than what it was before, because it's not like, it's such a better format. And yeah, just the same way 1-2 Switch is, they show you how to do it. You play it, you score points, you get there. You can like, I don't think you can you steal points? If you fall behind,
you can steal a point.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. If you fall behind, they'll do a little card game, and you can either earn a point, or you can steal a point, or you can earn 2 points.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It's kind of interesting. I think it depends on the team.
If you do like the longer games and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, because we did 20-minute games, but then yesterday we did a 60-minute game, because I just wanted to see what would be different. So what do you
play to? What score?
You play to 7? We expected it to be 9, because it was like 20 minutes, 40, 60.
So it must be like 3, 5, 7 or something.
Yeah, something like that. So we played to 7, and yeah, you get deeper into the games, and we'll talk about the games, but like, yeah. And then besides that, there were the extra modes. There's a bingo mode you can play, and a quiz mode you can play. We played both of those as well, and they're both fun. We had a lot of fun, and the fact is, we're gonna play it again. Like, it's not dead like 1-2 Switch.
I liked how they assigned you the random avatar.
Yes,
I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, they could have done maybe some type of unlockable thing like they did in Brain Age or Brain Academy, whatever it's called. But I don't know. At the same time, maybe it's just kind of more fun. It's just random. Why complicate the mess? Just make it a random avatar. This is what you get, and everybody can get a random one, and that's it.
Did you play with the Joy-Cons or the phone?
We didn't try the phone. We did all Joy-Cons.
Oh, okay. So when the first game you played, you had to enter in your name, and we all groaned.
Yeah, that was
in the room. We were all like, "Oh God, we got to do this one at a time."
Yeah.
But then, like, when you play future games, they save the names.
I loved that.
Right. So you can just select
smart.
it. So yeah. So the first time you play it, you'll have to enter your name in, but then after that, you can just pick them. That was really neat. If you play with the phones, you can all enter your name in on the phone
at like the same time, type thing. Yeah.
You can all do it at the same time. But here's the best part: you take a picture of yourself, and that becomes your avatar.
No,
and that was a hoot.
That's awesome. Oh man, I have to try that.
You can use the camera, and you could just do whatever. It was
before we even get to the games, I will say this is one of those games. Like, if you have people come over and you're like, "Oh, let's play Jackbox or whatever," like this should be an alternative. Like, if you have knowing your audience, if you have people that will want to do more of that active type, get off the couch and actually do some games. It's a lot easier to play something like this than it is like a WarioWare or something, or even Mario Party, where it's just more complicated. And that's the best part about this game. It's just quick, it's easy, it tells you how to play it, and you just play it. And that's it. It's over. You get a point. Your team wins, you get a point. There's no complications to it. So I think that's a perfect thing for $30. I think the price point was on par with what it should have been. And I think that's why I liked it. It's just
a quick, easy game. Like, honestly, $30 feels like a deal. Like, I don't think I would have even tried it at 60. $30 is actually a great deal, and you're absolutely right. This is, I don't want to say a Jackbox replacement. We had more fun playing this than we've had some of the recent Jackbox entries. But
Jackbox is great also for like adults. I feel like Jackbox can get complicated for kids. Just because it's like it's
not
that
as fun.
Fine line and stuff. If you're just all adults, Jackbox could be a blast. If you need a little more dirtier side and stuff, yes. But this is just for any ages. If you have a mixture of people, it's fair. It's just, I really liked it. I thought it was great for that.
And it's so goofy. And yeah, when you play on phones, people are familiar with their phones, and it's almost a little magical. You're doing stuff with your phone that you haven't really done before. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely like in the rotation along with the Jackboxes.
Agreed.
Definitely a really good time. Let's talk about the games, though.
Sure.
I got a little list here. I'm not sure if I missed any. I probably missed some, and I probably haven't unlocked them, because the way it works is every time you play a game, it will unlock it in a list that you can access later. So you can play any of these games on their own if you want to. And the funny part is, some of the games, when you play them, then you will see a version 2 of that game come up. So one of them was Statue. Statue was absolutely my favorite game.
That was my daughter's favorite.
and you play statue, and it is crazy and whatever. But then you can play statue 2 later. And the rules get different. And what makes a lot of these interesting is I want to see what all the variations of the game are. So let's talk about the games then. The first one on this list is Statue,
which is red light, green light, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is what was that Korean show that came out? That was
Squid Games.
Squid Game. This was Squid Games. Squid Game. And what I loved about it, Drew, was it's this kid.
He's this annoying little voice.
The most annoying kid. And he's playing red light, green light. And he's like, turn me back now. And then he's like, and then sometimes he'll turn around and he'll stare at you and it'll be frozen for like 10 seconds.
Oh my God.
And you need to run in place. And then when he turns around, you have to stop and you have to keep still. And you're just trying to keep your heart down or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's just staring at you like,
I was impressed with the controllers too. They were great.
Yeah. Did you play Statue 2?
I think we unlocked it, but I don't think it popped up. It was on the board, but we didn't select it when the wheel went around.
Nearly pissed my pants, Drew.
So what's the difference?
Not even joking. It's the same kid.
Yeah.
It is like steroids. He is just like, literally, it's like, oh, turn around now. I'm going to turn around now. It's just like, you don't even get a chance to move. And then at some point, his voice gets so high, it's when you recognize that it's a female voice actor. Because it's like, you needed me. It was absolutely hilarious. I lost so many times because I couldn't stop laughing.
You just started laughing. So since we're on that topic, I want to skip ahead from another game. We'll go back to the other ones. Is Squats, because Squats is where I lost my shit, and I started literally like tears coming down my eyes, caving over, because the first time you played this game, you didn't really understand what it was.
Absolutely.
And the best part is it's like stand across from your partner, or I'm sorry, from your opponent, and look. It's like look them in the eyes, and it's like you hold out your controller, and you're doing squats. All right, so you just but I didn't realize what it was at first. I was like doing squat. I thought it was like a rhythm game, and then I'm like, wait a minute, they're saying squash, and it's like, then you can't stop laughing. And you're like, what are they saying? And it's just that one was awesome too.
And it's really cruel. Like that one's cruel because it you really have to wait to hear the full word.
You do.
And the more people are talking in the room, the more you cannot hear it.
And then they start laughing, and it's like, it's hard enough as it is. And they say it kind of like a Rhode Island accent, John. It's like, squat, squash. Like, it's like touche.
It's pretty bad. And then when you play Squat 2, the rule is you have to squat when they don't say squat.
Yeah.
So if they say squash, you have to squat. But if they say squat, you're not supposed to squat. It's brutal. It's absolutely brutal. And it's
stupid. It's fun.
It's very fast too.
My wife put up this morning. She goes, "Do your legs hurt?" I'm like, "No." Why? She goes, "I think it was all those squats."
The squats. Oh my gosh. I'm just looking at the other ones. So there was like the quiz game was interesting, basically like a true false thing. There's multiple variations. Musical chairs, we had a lot of fun. You had to walk around in a big circle, and it's just like musical chairs, except you don't have to sit in a chair. You just have to sit down and keep your Joy-Con nice and quiet. We had a fun time with that one. There's a ninja game and a samurai game. The samurai game is almost exactly like the 1-2 Switch game.
Okay.
But what makes it interesting is we played that one with Just Us 5. We played yesterday, and they pair you up against an opponent. And yeah, it's basically like get ready, and then they're like strike, and then you have to strike first.
Yeah, it's
very similar to 1-2 Switch. But the fun part is it's like a tournament. So like the winner of one fates the winner of the other, and I don't know. I find it fun, but it definitely was very simple, more like the first.
Yeah, it's like a Western showdown or whatever you call it.
You know what? One of them I don't have on this list was the ice cream one. Did you play the ice cream one?
Well, no.
Okay, there is an ice cream one where you have to get a list of orders and remember them. Describing it would make it just sound boring. It's fun.
Another one you don't have on here I don't see is the food one, the cooking one.
Oh, I don't think we did that one.
That one's kind of cool. You have to cook a meal, and it's like it will be like you have to put the state for 12 seconds, and you have to like it was one of those you have to count in your head to 12.
In your head. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course the first one 12.0, and I was like,
No way.
First one.
Wow.
It was incredible. But you have to do there's like 3 series. You have to strain the string beans, and I forget what you cook a whole meal, and each one's like a timer, but you have to do different things too. It was
Is
a
it
cool
like
one.
motion control? Like like act it
It's
out
all
sometimes?
motion control.
Okay.
Yeah, like it might have been like flip the state or something. Or, like it was more than just push a button.
Okay.
Yeah, that was fun. But I think we're saving the best one for last here.
UFO?
My favorite game. I loved UFO. It's so tiring, but it's so like then like you start laughing again and you see them like walking backwards. Like no.
And it's hard.
It is hard.
I mean, I watched the video of it and they're just like doing the up and down and whatever, but it is harder than it looks.
Well, then, like you said, you start laughing, and then as soon as you start laughing in these games, you fall out of rhythm. And then, when you see the aliens literally trying to get back into their spaceship to fly away, like, no, come back.
There was a moment in our party. It was dark outside. And we were doing the alien thing, so we're going up, down, left, right. I have a green belt behind me, and so if you are walking past the back of my house, you can see through our windows, especially at night, and we had the lights on. And I'm like, man, if anybody's back there right now and they're looking at a room of 9 people all in sync going up and down with their phones,
you guys have
you would have no idea what's happening. Like nothing. You would have no idea you're playing a game.
A cult.
Whatever.
I think you guys were cult something.
Hilarious. But yeah, that's a good one. We did UFO 2 as well. I think there's a UFO 3, but I didn't play it. So I think what's exciting about this is seeing those variations. And now I want to see the cooking game. So yeah, it's a good time. And then did you play the bingo or the quiz?
I did not play the bingo. You have to use your phone for the bingo, which I wish you didn't have to.
You do have to use your phone for the bingo. Yeah, it can be tricky if you have little kids that don't have a phone. But if they have like an iPad or a tablet or something, they can use that. Bingo's fun. It was relaxing. You just, you punch out your bingo and
so I got to ask, when you play with any of your phones, is there a QR code on the screen you scan, or how do you get in? Okay, that's easy.
Yeah, basically you scan it in. So it does bring up a web browser, because I was curious. I thought it worked with the Nintendo app, but it just uses a browser.
Gotcha.
And you never type in Nintendo.tv or whatever, you do Jackbox. You just do the QR code. It puts you there. I don't even know where it is. I mean, it goes like that. I will say this. The phone worked way better than I thought. I was worried when I saw the footage that you would have to have both. And I was like, that seems confusing when you're going to put down the Joy-Con. But when you start the game, it says, do you want to play with Joy-Cons or do you want to play with phone? Yeah. And a lot of the games overlap with both. We played the Alien one with both of them, whatever.
Some games are well.
Yeah, some games are phone only. Games like Hide and Seek are Joy-Con only. Mm-hmm. But yeah, a lot of the games work with both. And the phone was good. I mean, there was a good experience. I liked playing with the phone more than the Joy-Cons.
Cool.
I was surprised by that. And it was just so easy. Like I said, definitely Jackbox. I know Jesse, I'm not sure if Jesse got this game, but I know Jesse does play Jackbox. I think Jesse, you and your family would really love it. It's $30, and I'm shocked as you two, Drew. I think you'll both agree. I recommend this game. $30.
I do. If you're, I'll say this: if you're a solo gamer, do not buy this. But if you like to entertain with other people with video games, it's for you. Yep. I mean, this is just as fun as like an Overcooked with a group of people, or chatbots with a group of people. If you're gonna play games with a group of people, this is the game.
It's a goofy. If you're not into goofy fun, maybe it's not for you.
You don't even have to be a video gamer. So like if you have friends who don't really play video games, like Overcooked could be hard for them, right? But this is not a video game. It's just a mindless game you play with your phone, and it's just fun.
It's a very enjoyable. Give it a shot. At $30, it's a must. It was great. Shocking. All right, you and I both played a bunch of games. Let's get through these. Let's do a little back and forth.
Sure.
Let's do a little up and down, if you know what I mean, Drew.
Oh, a little sideway action.
I do. Saw a little corkscrew. I do want to wrap up Street Fighter 6.
Sure.
Cedric and I finished the campaign mode. we played a ton of the campaign mode here, and we mixed in just playing regular Street Fighter as well. But we really just like poured our hearts into Street Fighter campaign mode. We finished all the main quests. We got credits. Then we came back. We finished all the side quests. That took a while, but we had a lot of fun doing that. And now we're trying to max out the style stats for all of the characters. If you do that in the campaign mode, you unlock color variations for them when you use them in the regular game. So that's fun. And you unlock their moves for the campaign mode, but I'm not sure what else happens. But maybe there'll be some DLC down the road and they'll give you some new challenges. But yeah, nice. I'm surprised as myself. Cedric came in my room today. He started working on Dulcim, got him to rank 20. You know, I want to go in and get some characters done. We want to get Ken done, Luke done. So I don't know. I didn't think I would be sitting here trying to max out all the characters, but really good time. The base game is really fun. The modern controls make it so much more approachable. I used to do the crazy Street Fighter controls in the past, but it's just hard to do with modern controllers. And so the modern controls make it a lot easier. And now it's about the strategy of what moves and your timing. It's not about if you can do back down, back up, fight, punch. It's about when you do it and the timing. It does kind of make characters like Zangief a little janky because he was always so powerful, but he was hard to do the moves for. Now he's really easy to do the moves for, and he's still powerful. So he's probably a really strong character. But I have spent a lot of hours, probably about 40 hours playing Street Fighter 6, at least 40 to 50. And, you know, we still have a game that we're going to break out and fight with. It's not like a game you beat and you're done.
Yeah.
So we still have that. And then there's going to be DLC characters. So it's been great. And in fact, I've had such a fun time. I'm just going to skip Mortal Kombat 1. I'll be playing Street Fighter 6 for a while. I just don't see a reason to have two games. It looks good. I don't see a reason to have two fighting games going.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stick with Street Fighter 6. I'm happy. So yeah, I definitely recommend it.
Sweet.
What do you got?
I'll wrap up two other games that I just played a lot of this weekend, old games, but still cruising along with my Disney Speedstorm.
Cruising.
Toy Story season's going on. They actually announced later this July they're going to have Stitch is going to be available character. They also have right now, I've been trying to unlock, I didn't even know there was a the Steamboat Willie? There's a Steamboat Pete. You know, everyone loves Pete.
Oh, is that the enemy, like the big?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm trying to unlock Steamboat Pete. I'm having fun. I mean, I think this is definitely a game I could not just play it like nonstop, but like you know, half hour there, an hour there, 10 minutes there. Yeah, the kids like watching me play. They sometimes ask me. I woke up this morning at 7:00, just me and Zoe. She's like, "Dad, did you play a couple races?" I was like, "You don't want to watch cartoons?" She's like, "No, I want to watch you play that." So I was like, "All right, I'll play." And then I've been playing a ton with the family Mario Party, both Superstars, but then we started playing Super Mario Party again, which is the one with the Joy-Cons, which that game's really, really solid. It's a lot of fun with the Joy-Cons. Remember, there's like millions of characters you could play with. And then the characters all had special dices, which was really great. So we went in there, we've been playing that. The worst part of the game is there's only really 4 maps. They're just boards, rather. They just never came with all the boards. We went and did the raft mode again, and we've been playing some other modes. So we've been playing a lot of that. The kids love Mario Party, and I mean, I love Mario Party, so it's great. And it's funny because we used to play a lot of Mario Party, but the kids were young, and now that Evan's been playing like a lot of video games, he's pretty good at some of these games. So he's getting a lot better, which makes it a little bit more fun. And a little more competitive. So
nice.
Those are my two. Back to you.
Yeah, I will say that I decided I wasn't going to do it, but I decided to pick up the Little to the Left DLC, Cupboards and Drawers. And
oh, you bastard!
I originally, I know I played enough of this game and I was kind of done with it, but it was like $6, and honestly, I just wanted to give $6 to the developers.
Okay.
I know it wasn't a popular game on social media. I don't think. I mean, I know Kuz had gotten it. I think Jesse did too, but not a lot of people played it on the Discord. And I just wanted to throw $6 at them for their DLC. I think they said it was 25 levels, and I was like, let's do it. And I gotta say, that was so much better than the base game. That was one of the more satisfying DLCs in terms of it really improved on it. They could have put out a Little to the Left 2 with these puzzles plus, maybe double it or whatever. They were just so much more creative. They were so much more intricate. You would just get these big levels with shit all over. And you're like, how am I going to do this? And little by little, you start putting things in and you go, well, that has to go there and that has to go there. And the next thing you know, you have it all done. It felt like a perfection of the game. And I really enjoyed it a lot. I finished it all. I had to do all the variations without any help because there was no guide for it. And I got it all done. And yeah, I 100% of the DLC, and it was great. I commended them a few times on social media. They were thankful. I gotta say, I think if you buy the game with the DLC, they're selling it basically for the price of the game. So you can get the whole package together for the price of the game. If you want something relaxing to play, you don't play it all at once. You just play a few levels at a time. Kids would like playing it. Wife like playing it. This is a good game to play. And the DLC is amazing. Just is great. Had a lot of fun. So I'm very happy I picked up that little DLC. And I'll throw in one more, Drew. I played this right before the show today.
Okay.
Dead Cells.
Oh, jeez.
For PlayStation 5.
Oh, my God. How much
and here's why. It dropped
on... Is this like a brand new from scratch, right? The game?
This is Dead Cells. This is just plain old Dead Cells.
But I'm saying you've never played it on PS5, so you have nothing unlocked. Oh, man.
Never played it, so completely clean. The reason why I played it is they just released a PS5 version. Previously, it was a PS4 version that you could play on PS5. This is a PS5 native version, and they have DualSense controls going on.
Okay.
That includes adaptive triggers. You know what the adaptive triggers are? That is like where your ZL buttons would be. But on PlayStation, they can lock those. So if you're holding a weapon that you can't fire, you'll try to press the button and it actually locks you out. Or they can give you some tension to make it harder to press.
Oh, that's right. I knew this.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's very natural for racing games. And I was like, oh my God, really? And I'm not sure where it's used. And I'll be honest, I only played for about 20 minutes or so, and I really didn't feel it in the controller. But I'm going to play a little bit longer because I'm really curious to see where the DualSense stuff comes in. I'm very curious for it. It might not be a big deal or so. I will say that I did enjoy. The graphics look the same, honestly. It didn't feel like, oh, this is 60 frames and it's great or whatever. It felt the same. The loading times were much shorter when you finish a level. I really did appreciate that. So I'll play it a bit longer. I just want to see if the controls get crazy. If it gets really, really cool, maybe I'll just play it. But I'll probably just I'm thinking maybe it's not that a big a deal. But yeah, it was nice to play it for 20 minutes today.
You crazy?
I didn't buy it. It was a PS Plus game, so I didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah, alrighty. I talked about it a little bit last week. Cat Quest. I've been playing Cat Quest. I finished it. I wrapped it up. Fun little game. Again, Hambone suggested this game to me, so I said I'd give it a go. Looks like a little bit of an action-ish RPG. It's not so much an RPG. It's definitely a hack and slash style fighting. I did like you could collect a lot of armor and different weapons and different style of weapons, and then if you found those again, you would upgrade them so the stats would change. There was kind of like these little mini dungeons you could go through and do. I really liked the combat when you fought. You had all of your melee attached, and then you could also unlock magic, different magic spells that you could lock to your screens and use, and it would be mana. And it's simple. You regain your mana from attacking the enemy, right? So you'd have to find that good balance of attacking as well as using your magic. What I really liked about the combat was, though, it's super simple. Each enemy has these different types of styles, right? And essentially what it would be is this red ring or some type of red pattern like an X, and it would just kind of fill up. And then when it filled up to the match, you could see it filling. That's when the enemy would attack you. So you could be in there slashing, and then you say, oh, I got to roll out and get out of there. The enemy attacks, you kind of dodge it, and then you get right back in. It was this kind of a predictable, I died a few times, don't get me wrong, but it kind of just made it a little bit easier combat, a lot more fun, rewarding. A lot of little cat puns and cat type quests, but overall, I really liked it. The story was fine. I mean, you're not playing these games for some amazing type of story. I didn't think it was, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was just a fun little easy, like short game, 5 hours, probably to play it in a week if you really wanted to. That's kind of what I did. And
in a week.
Oh yeah, at least weekend if you probably wanted to.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, 5 hours, like that's like I could play that in 5 hours. No,
you would. That's the thing. I liked it so much. I went and I bought Cat Quest 2 because it was like 70% off. I'm not gonna play it right away, but I was like, I will play this game for $4. I'm gonna buy it and then I'll play it again in the future. Cat Quest on the Switch, and it's good. It's a really cool art style too. If you haven't seen it, it's no problems with the graphics or anything. It was pretty smooth, so I liked it.
Cool. My main game for this past couple weeks, I started it, I think, after the show, is Octopath Traveler 2. Finally. I was originally day one on this, and then I kind of bailed out, and then I got it for a good discount a couple months ago. I got it for like $30, which was nice. And I've been playing through it. If you've played, you played Octopath 1, right?
I did not.
I should know. Okay, you didn't.
No, I did the demo for Octopath. Is one of the guys the guy that's in prison? Or is that Live Alive? No, this Octopath.
Yes, one of the characters is a prisoner. Yep.
I did almost his
Oswald.
I did a lot good decent amount of his to the demo.
Okay.
I forget what the demo did, how long it was. It was just two
characters.
Too wordy for me.
Okay, there's two characters. I remember the first demo was like that too.
Yeah, just too wordy. To be blunt, that was my problem.
So I mean, I'll be honest. When I played Octopath 1, one of my gripes was there's 8 characters that you start off with one character, and then you adventure and you can go get the other characters. You don't have to, but ultimately everybody goes and gets all the characters. Yep. And then at least in Octopath 1, every character had 4 acts to their story, and you play through them all, and you can do them any order you want. But the thing I really didn't love about Octopath, and I did enjoy Octopath, was it felt so... I know all the characters. I know how long each Act 1 takes. I know how long each Act 2 takes. You just go through them all, and then none of the characters intersect. They all have their own story, and even though you're all together and you're all fighting together, they don't talk to each other, except for just some really bland dialogue.
And there was no reason why they were like together or anything like that.
Yeah. And one of the things that I said, and this is a long time ago now, I said that the next game they make with this engine is going to be amazing.
Yep.
And then it turned out the next game they made with the engine was Triangle Strategy. And I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. That was like a whole different kind of game. And then they're doing like a Dragon Quest port, which I don't know where that is anymore. And then they did Live Alive with this engine. But now we have Octopath 2. And I've heard people say that they've improved it and the characters get along better and they intermix better. I'm about 10 hours in, I think. I have 6 of the characters unlocked. I'm about to do the 7th. It feels almost exactly the same.
Just different characters, different stories.
Yeah, and I'm saying right now, I'm only 6 characters in, but it feels exactly the same as the first one. You like, oh, I want to go to this area of the map. There's a character I can do their Act 1, or I can go over here and do Act 2 for Oswald, or do Throne's Act 2. But so far it feels the same. There's a couple differences in the way the battling happens, but it's still largely the same. And I love the combat in this game. But everything feels the same. It feels a little bigger and better. Some of the Act 1s have been very interesting and intricate, and I've enjoyed them. Oswald had a very interesting one because you have to do his first 2 acts together. So what happens is when you approach a new character, you can basically have them join your party, and they give you the option to say, do you want to play through their Act 1? You can actually decline to and not see that first story. But of course, you're here for story. So I always do the Act 1s. Then you play through it just as that character, not the party. And then when you're done, they actually take all the stuff you earned and they merge it in.
Oh, okay. So it's like they freeze time for that other character. Gotcha.
Right. And for Oswald, this was the first time where you had to do 2 acts. It was a little different. Like, it was a little different from the formula. I was like, oh, okay. But otherwise, it's been the same. But the stories have been a little bit grander. They go through time and that sort of thing. So the stories are better. The battling has some wrinkles to it. Every character has 2 special powers, one they can do in the day and one they can do at night. The nice part is you can change between day and night with just the press of the ZR button. So that's really nice. The one gripe I still have that I think was there in the first game is a lot of those special powers overlap. So for like one character, they can like buy stuff from people. Another character can steal stuff from people, but those are the same items they're holding. So like one could steal it, one could buy it. And it's like, and then other powers are like, I can make you follow me. And then someone's like, I can charm you to follow me. It's like, okay, but everyone has 2. So there's 16 powers, but there's probably like 10 unique powers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm playing through it. I'm going very slow. I'm playing these other things as I go. I'm trying to just kind of gut through it all, but I was really hoping that the flow would be different, and it just feels the same as the first one. Just unfortunately, it feels the same. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it's good though. It's just, yeah, it's a lot. What else do you got? You got more?
Yeah, so I got 2 more. I downloaded Vampire Survivors on my phone. Actually, I had it on my phone for a long time, and I decided to finally hit the button and play it. So I played it really hard for like 1 week, like became obsessed with it and played the shit out of it. Works well on the phone. I mean, it's just, it's easy, really easy to pick up and play games. A lot of fun, a lot of unlockables, just try to went, again, really, really hard. The only problem I have with this game is like, there's not a lot of direction, and I don't know if I missed something. Like I collected a lot of things, and then I realized like I unlocked a lot of levels, but like I'm kind of like stuck. I don't know what else to do. I don't think I beat it. Like, and maybe it's a game you don't really beat, but I know I haven't seen everything, and I'm kind of like, I don't know what else to do. Did I beat it? Did I not beat it? I mean, it is funny that the game, when you play it, there's different levels. Each levels have different perks, but there's a 30-minute cap on every level, right? So when 30-minute, if you can survive for 30 minutes, it's like, it's not really spoiling anything because it happens so fast. Like I feel like a boss comes and it's just like, bam, dead, like 1 hit. But like I'm super powerful up until like, I don't know if you're supposed to kill that guy or if that's just like death. Like you survived 30 minutes and
you are supposed to beat you can beat them if you have the right loadout.
How do you know what the right loadout is though?
I don't know.
So I just feel like they don't tell you a lot. Like I loved this game. I was having so much fun, but like I think I'm done for it. I mean, I might pick it back up later on for the Switch and stuff, play it more, but I don't know what I'm missing. I need to go do some research and play it more. But
I think at this point you should probably like look it up.
Maybe,
you know, and
because I'm at the point like you don't want to play anymore because you don't know what to do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So maybe I'll look it up.
Something fun that you can figure out, but you just have to look it up. Probably a design flaw that you're confused about all this.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can beat it.
Okay.
It sounds like you just have to have the right loadout. Kind of like, remember Dead Cells, right? Like we couldn't beat Dead Cells unless we had like a certain side item. Then we could do it.
Correct, right? And you play these games and you like certain loadouts, so it's like you gravitate kind of to the same 2 or 3 every time. And I know this game does it where you can match like an item that you pick up. And I think if you match this one, if you match 2, it combines into a certain one. So maybe I haven't combined the right 2 yet either. I don't know. I know there's DLC as well. If I don't mind buying the DLC if I can figure out what I'm doing in the regular game.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm having fun. Vampire Survivors. I know it's from the Switch in August, I believe. So with the co-op, I might play it. We'll see.
I mean, that was a very confusing review. You're like, I think I'm done with it, but I might also play it all over from scratch on the Switch.
Well, I wonder if it's going to be like a direct. Is this on any other console right now?
Yeah, it was on. It's on Xbox Game Pass, and I don't know if it's on PlayStation or not. Actually,
well, maybe I won't play it on Switch. Maybe you're right. I mean, I have it on the mobile. It's a good pooping game. It's a good game to play if you're having a cup of coffee. You only need one hand.
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
you do a lot of stuff with one hand, and
it definitely wasn't a me game, but I do see why people love it.
It's funny too, because like I said, I downloaded this literally like when it came out. Everyone was talking about it, and it just sat on my phone like in my games folder, and never touched it.
How did you play it? Is you like touchscreen or?
Yeah, all touchscreen. Yep.
Okay. Does it have does it have like a little controller, or you just like if you slide your finger to the right,
slide your finger, it moves. But it gets to the point, depending on like your weapons and stuff, like you could just stand there and like nobody can kill you.
Right. Yeah, but you want to walk around and get power ups and stuff.
You get power ups, and you can go on the map, and it shows little like things on the map, like you should go there, so there's something there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's fun.
Okay. Cool.
Maybe I'll look it up.
My last game, and then I'm wrapped up, is I finally got to playing Final Fantasy VII Remake on PlayStation. This is a game that obviously people have raved about, and for some reason I just haven't played. I've played the original Final Fantasy VII on Switch, and I liked it, and then towards the end of the game I didn't love it anymore, and that probably kept me from it. I've got to say what I think is already fairly obvious. Final Fantasy VII Remake is fucking incredible. It's an incredible RPG. I absolutely love it. I'm going through it fairly slowly because of all the other things I'm playing, but it looks incredible. I think it's a fairly faithful remake of the first one, but I think it goes a little bit slower. It gets into more detail on things, because I think the first game is only like covers like the first third of Final Fantasy VII. It doesn't go from end to end. They just go into more story. There is more characterization of Cloud and the other characters, more modern gaming things to do. It's been great. Tifa is gorgeous looking. Jessie's a flirt. All the characters look like, their eyes are just big and glassy. It's inspiring to look at. It doesn't do the turn-based combat. It is all live action combat.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, it's fairly simple combat, and so you have square will attack. You can do some different attacks with square, and then you can do the special attacks and the magic. You press X, and what it does is it slows down the combat to like a crawl, and then you can use items or spells or whatever summons.
Okay.
And so you have to do it in real time, but it's going really, really slow while you're going through the menu.
Some other game did that. What was it? It wasn't Xenoblade, was it?
Well, that one is live as well, but when you're deciding what to do, it doesn't slow down for you.
Okay.
You can also switch between the characters. So you can switch and you can, fight as Tifa, or you can fight as Jessie or whatever. For the most part, I usually stay as Cloud, but yeah, you can switch between them, use their powers. It's great. I mean, it looks amazing. And I really can't wait to finish it and then watch the trailer for Rebirth, which is going to be the second one that's coming up. I'm playing this one for free on PS Plus. But honestly, it might be a game that when it's on sale, I might just pick up to own, because I can see playing this again in the future. It is such a good game. Yeah, it blows me away. So I'm kind of sad that I didn't play it earlier, but here we are. I made up for it. So nice. Really enjoying it. I hope to be done with it maybe in a couple weeks. We'll see.
Sweet.
That's all I've been playing.
Last game I played was the Pikmin 4 demo, John. Now, I've never played a Pikmin game in my life, and John, I'm not going to spoil anything for you because I know how much you're excited for this game. All I'll say is, for the demo point of view, you get to play through like a little bit of a prologue, and then it kind of gives you like the really story going on, and then you get to play. I think they say you have to play one day, which again,
that's not much.
No, so that's the prologue was a good introduction as well. So I don't want to spoil anything. So that's really how much you have to play of it. Again, my experience with Pikmin is zero. I'll just say about this game, it plays super smooth, super polished. Would never expect anything less than that. The controls, again, I can't compare them to anything, but the controls seem super easy. Like it really quickly got me on board. Like, okay, this is how you control this, because it did kind of seem like an overwhelming concept when you think about Pikmin, and you got to call them in and you got to collect them and throw them, etc. But they really explain it really well, really easy to use. You got your awesome dog Ochi, A lot of fun. I think it adds a lot of cool other elements to what you can do with him. I didn't really get into yet like what the different colors of Pikmin do and using them that way. It just I didn't finish the demo. I'm very close. I just didn't get to that part yet where you do that, or maybe the demo doesn't really do it as a whole. It was a lot of like collecting Pikmin and using Ochi's abilities a little bit and stuff like that. But super impressed enough, John, that I think I'm gonna get this game.
Nice.
So,
and this is your first Pikmin.
Yeah, I think I'll just start with this one. I think that's okay.
I think that's fine. Yeah.
I mean, watching like the story and the prologue and stuff, it all made sense to me.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't sound like Pikmin's like this sophisticated overlapping story, unless I'm missing something.
It is not. The only thing I think I said in the last episode is it would be interesting to see you play the earlier entries and see the differences, because this one's really going to run deep. But yeah, if this is your first one, just go out and have fun. And if you love it a lot, knowing you will go out and you'll probably play 3.
Maybe.
And then Pikmin 1 and 2 comes out. Oh, no, it already is out. They have a physical
all of them
version.
are on the Switch now, right?
All of them are on the Switch. There's a physical version of 1 and 2 coming out, I think, in September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. Before you know, John, I might have Pikmin plushies in my closet.
It's gonna be your new Pokemon.
Oh,
I'm excited for you. And I'll be curious when you're done to say, do you regret never having played Pikmin until now? Like, that'll be the question that we'll have.
Are these like 25-hour games? How long are these?
They're not super long. No, you're talking, I mean, depending on the game, between 10 and 20, I would say.
Okay.
The early games are definitely closer to 10 to 15. Pikmin 3, I think, was a little bit longer. I mean, people speedrun these games like crazy too. But the first time you play, it's not like a 30, 40-hour thing.
Right, cool. Perfect.
This one might be longer. I don't know about this one. This one will probably have like 100%ing type things. So Yeah. Don't know.
Sweet.
Cool. All right. That's a lot of games. We play a lot.
I know. What's wrong with us? We have no lives.
Damn.
It's time for What Do You Think? This is where the boys ask each other questions. I got a question for John. Why are you always sneaking a look at my rack when I'm talking to you? Ha ha ha! You bloody pervert.
Drew, I want to know, what do you think about your new console?
Woo! Welcome to the Luna Lounge, John.
Wow.
I did it. I fucking did it. I've been talking about it for God knows how long. The funny part is I did it like spontaneously, like not even any plans to play it. It was just such a good deal. As you know, Prime Day is upon us in a week or so. And they did some like pre-released Prime deals. So I was able to purchase the Luna controller and 1 month free of Luna Plus, which I'll explain in a minute, for $40. So for $40, I get all of it, right? So I spend $40 on, I mean, we all do, on useless shit every I have plushies that cost more than $40. Like it's just, this is a video game console, like you said. If you want to say that, it could be a service. I really paid for a controller. So what is Luna? What is it, right? Obviously, this is the Amazon video game and service, cloud only, right? So for $40, you get a physical controller. Now, from there, what do? You have to really download the controller app. I did that on my phone. There's a controller app. The cool thing about this which I really, really liked, is you set up the controller to your app, which is really giving it a name, setting it up to your Wi-Fi at home, and just setting up the service, which is super simple, pretty straightforward.
Now, wait, hold on. So you're downloading it on your phone, or you're downloading it to your computer?
No, this is on my phone.
The app is on your phone. Okay.
Yep, it's called the Luna Controller app.
Okay.
That's what I downloaded. Why I thought this was so awesome is because the controller is what's connected to the Wi-Fi. You're not connecting any other device to the Wi-Fi, because a lot of it probably is already connected to your Wi-Fi, right? So with that being said, I said, well, let me try my iPad. I have my iPad here. So I will say this was a little confusing because I have an iPad and I have a Sony TV, which isn't friendly with Amazon, right? Because just like Audible books and stuff like that, like Apple just doesn't play nice when it comes to other services like these things. So at first I was in the App Store. I was like, how come I can't find the Luna app? All I saw was the Luna Controller app, which it was there. So after doing a little bit more research, I found out you have to go on to Amazon through like Safari, and then it tells you to go to the Luna page. And like you can save a bookmark to your home page. It's essentially just like a direct link to like a mobile page.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you do. You go to the Luna page and you hit like save to iPad screen, a home screen, and then now I have a button that says Luna on my home screen. When I click that, it opens a mobile Safari page, which is where you interact with all of your Luna. But now if I had like an Amazon Fire tablet, I wouldn't have that problem. I could just download the Luna app. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
Apple doesn't have it. Apple doesn't let you. If I had an Android, I think you can. So if I had a Google phone, I could. But it's super easy. I now just have a button. I open it, and it's like a mobile page, and everything's there. As soon as that page loads, there's a little bar that pops up at the bottom that says your controller is now connected, which is awesome. You don't have to now connect your controller to the device because they're both on the same network.
It sounds like how Stadia did it. The controller just connects directly to the Wi-Fi.
Correct, which was pretty cool. So the controller was working. The odd thing about the controller compared to a Switch controller is that it swapped the buttons. So like it's A, B rather than B, A, which for me was a little confusing at first, just because
Xbox does that. So I think it might match Xbox.
Okay, maybe
that's
what it does too.
Yeah,
and same thing with X and Y.
Then that would be exactly Xbox. Yeah.
So that part's all really cool. I went upstairs to try it on my upstairs TV. I turned the TV on. Upstairs, I have Fire Sticks on both of my TVs. So I downloaded the Luna app right on my TV. Controller, bam, your controller is now connected to the TV. Seamlessly. Pretty awesome. All of that. I played a few games and no lag. The response time was great. It was awesome. No issues. This is what I've always wanted in what I call the cloud gaming service. Now let's talk about how you play the games and what the games are, because I'll be honest, there's not like a ton of games, and the way they do their subscriptions are a little unique. So there's really 4 forms of subscriptions for Luna. You have the Prime games. So if you have Amazon Prime, which most people do, you do get some free games. Like you can play Fortnite, you can play Hot Wheels Unleashed is one of them. I mean, there's not a lot of them, right? But then
you say not a lot. You mean like a dozen, a couple dozen, 50?
Yeah, I think maybe like a dozen or so.
Okay.
I think. And then there's the Luna Plus, which really expands the library. And this is what I got 1 month free. This is $9.99 if you want, but you can cancel it anytime you want as well. Now this has like Batman Arkham Knight. It has Sonic Colors, Sonic Mania. It has like Lego DC Villains. It has, let me see, Resident Evil 2, Tetris Effect.
Freshly Frosted?
I don't see that. It has the Skatebird moving out.
So it sounds like...
It has like, I'm looking like, there's like over 100.
Older games, maybe, anything.
It has all the, Shantae's, it has Castlevania Collection, a lot of Steam World stuff. Ukulele. Okay. So it's a mixed bag of stuff.
Good stuff, yeah.
Really not bad. Really not bad stuff. Then they have the Ubisoft Plus one, which awesome games, super expensive. $18 a month.
Okay, so you can play them all, but you have to pay $18 extra a month.
Correct. And you get pretty much all the Assassin's Creeds I'm looking at are on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 10. Far Cry, Immortals Phoenix Rising, some Rabid games, Starlink, Ghost Recon, Watch Dogs. So I mean, it's Ubisoft. A lot of their big games. That's a lot of the big ones right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last subscription you can get is Jackbox games, which now I think this is awesome. That has, I think, almost every Jackbox game for $5 a month. That you can cancel anytime, right? So this is great because if I have people coming over and I don't have this, I can just sign up for it right then and there for $5, and I have access to all the Jackbox games. Mm-hmm. So I think that's kind of cool. I'll probably sign up for this one again, which is anytime. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can use your phone as a controller. So, for example, if I went to my let me only say it for this one thing though. But John, if I went to my buddy's house, right, and I said, "Oh, download the Luna app. Let me sign into my Amazon account, and we can play Jackbox right here at your house on our phones."
Right.
That's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even need to have a video game console or anything like that or any controllers. We could just do that. So overall, the service, super impressed. It's honestly exactly what I would want in this cloud type service. I will say the games, I'm waiting on the games. I know they talked about the Avatar game coming out in November, a few other things. This was it was $40. I got one free month. I was like, I think I should just jump on this and give it a go. I'm definitely going to try to use one of these games for the monthly mayhem. And that's Luna for you, John.
So let me see if I can summarize it to make sure I got it.
Yeah.
So you bought the controller.
Yep.
You don't have to buy it, right? I think you can. Do you need an Amazon? You don't obviously you don't need a controller because you said you can use your phone, but you got the controller,
Yes.
which is smart. I mean, you should get the controller, right? And you get 1 month free. So what was the cost of it per month? Just the base Luna service?
Well, you can play like just the free games with Amazon Prime, right? Like Fortnite and stuff like that. Or the Luna Plus, which is that bigger library of games, is $10 a month.
Okay, so the 1 month free that you got was for Luna Plus.
Yeah, so I really did it for $10 for free.
Okay, so you got Luna Plus for $10 a month. You don't even have to have that. Prime, you get for free, those games for free. Ubisoft was, what did you say it was?
18.
18 a month. But do you get new Ubisoft games? Or
I don't know yet. I'm going to keep an eye on that and see how it releases them, yeah.
Because I know EA Play on Game Pass, EA Play, I think in general, they didn't give you the new games. So when like Jedi Survivor probably came out, you didn't get that one. But you do get the older games. So I was able to play Jedi Fallen Order when that got added. And then Jackbox games, $5 a month. You know, it almost reminds me of, oh God, what was that TV service, Sling TV, where you can get all different kinds of packages.
Yep.
And pick what you want. It's not like a channel, it's like a series of channels.
Which I kind of like, because what if they just said, Luna's $20 or $25 a month and that's it? That's kind of like unappetizing. But if you're saying I can get Jackbox for $5 and cancel it at any time I want, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seemingly just not blown away by the games. Now, let me ask you this. Problem. Yeah, I mean, because like you can play and just do the Prime games. I wonder how much they rotate. $10 for the Luna Plus is, the price of Game Pass, but it sounds like the game quality is massive. Like, I don't think you would be concerned about the games on Game Pass versus
so there's
Luna
actually
Plus.
only 5 games with Prime Gaming right now. Fortnite, Hot Wheels Unleashed, End Zone, A World Apart, Mail Mole, and Metal Slug. That's it. So like those are the only free games right now.
Is a bizarre. First of all, Fortnite is free anyway.
Of course.
But at least you can play it on the service.
Correct.
Wow, that's not great. But those are the free ones. Now, can you buy games like when Avatar comes out? Where is that going to be available to you?
I don't know who's making that. That's not Ubisoft, right?
It is Ubisoft.
Also, it'll probably be on the Ubisoft one for $18.
Is that going to be available day one?
I can't play it anywhere else. So for me, it would be worth it. $18, even if it took me 2 months to play it. You know what I mean? That's $40, 38, 36, whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is coming to Luna. I mean, I know it's coming to Luna. It says December 7th for Luna.
Okay.
So maybe, I think I'd have to look at what the Ubisoft games are and see if there's any like new ones there or not.
Yeah, like do you know what the newer Assassin's Creed is? I'll see if that's here. What's the newest one? I know Valhalla's on here, but is that not the newest?
I think Valhalla is the newest, but
that's on here.
Mirage is coming out.
So I wonder if that'll be day and day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hambone's a big Assassin's Creed guy, right?
I mean, the fact that Avatar is going to be there day one in December bodes well for you, because I think that's your biggest impetus to getting this.
It was, and I figured I might as well get it now and play with it a little bit, see if I like it, and play some other games. And
okay,
You know,
Yeah, I'll be curious to see. We'll check in and see like how much are you playing it? Is it leaving your mind? Do you like cancel Luna Plus and just wait till December at some point?
I think it could definitely be like after the free month, maybe cancel it, and just wait and see when the games get updated.
Yep.
It's so easy to do it, you know. This will be nice because I mean it connects really easy to my upstairs TVs and the bedroom TV. So if the wife wants to go to bed at 9 o'clock and I was like, I'll go to bed with you, maybe this will be my time to play an hour of like a game upstairs rather than bring my Switch.
Yep.
So, you know, like during Zelda, I would always bring my Zelda Switch to bed and play Zelda in bed, but maybe I'll play Luna for a little bit now.
Right. Yep.
Yeah,
It's amazing to me how there are lots of services. There's Netflix, there's Luna, there's Game Pass, there's PS Plus, there was Stadia, and they're all so different because like what you get for $10 from Luna Plus doesn't sound like it pales at all to what you get for Game Pass or PS Plus Extra or whatever. But at the same time, I mean, Game Pass, I think you can play without getting a system and everything. But it's just like, wow, like you're paying the same amount and you get so much more, but like, I don't know. It's just obviously Microsoft's just investing dollars behind it. Whereas maybe Amazon this seems like a much less riskier play for Amazon.
Yeah. I mean, they're just selling you a controller I think that's the beauty of it is there's not much of an overhead fee for me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy.
Which I like.
I'm looking here.
Like I said, I love everything about this so far. It needs a better library and maybe that will come. Like I said, if it's an Avatar and stuff like that, and I mean, Ubisoft's a big get. Like, what if Blizzard said, "Yeah, we'll jump on. Blizzard's $15 a month. I can play Diablo 4. That's worth it." You know, like who knows?
Right. I'm trying to figure this out. I think you have to buy Avatar.
The control on Luna.
It's not very clear. But I have a sense that you're going to have to buy Avatar, that Ubisoft has some older games, but
like $60.
I don't know. I don't want to really say too much, but I feel like you might have to buy it, but I don't know. I just don't know.
That's okay, though. I mean, I don't care.
No, I know, but like if you're paying $18 and then you have to a month, but then you're going to buy the one game you really wanted to play, that would be annoying. But if you got it with the $18, then it's like much more worth it, you know?
Well, it's such
it's always good to have that for one big game to justify everything.
Correct, but it also goes back to that paying $60 or $70 for a game you don't own because it's cloud serviced.
Oh,
at least if you're paying $18 a month, like sure, I play, whatever.
It's got to be cheaper. I mean, yeah, I think that's how it was with Stadia. I don't think they were like $60 games. Yeah. Again, I might be speaking out of my ass here, but yeah, like if I was going to buy Avatar on Luna, I would be like, I'll pay $40. There's no way I'm paying full price.
I don't own it.
Way. Yeah,
I'm renting it. I'm essentially renting it.
Right. And when Stadia died, Luna is clearly at risk of dying. Like it's not like a set in stone. When Stadia died, they just refunded everything. Even if you were like, oh man, I bought this game, but I didn't own it. But you get your money back, so it doesn't matter. You just use that money and use it somewhere else. If Amazon goes out, there's no guarantee that they do that. It just feels a little riskier, but I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. I'm kind of surprised
I'll be here to let you know.
Isn't making a bigger play here. Amazon's got tons of money. Like they don't seem to be really trying to win the market.
They're not. I agree with that. I mean, Ubisoft's a pretty big get to have them on their service, right? I mean, if they didn't, but.
I know, but you're paying $18 for it. Ubisoft's probably happy to just be on there. You're paying extra for it.
You're right. I mean, that's a lot. 18's a lot. Like, imagine if you paid for Luna Plus, Jackbox, and if I paid for all three of the subscriptions, right? What's that? That's 28.
33.
$33. That's a lot of money.
Suddenly, that's not worth it.
I can't
even
imagine
then,
that's the process, though.
Right. Even then, for that 33, that doesn't feel like a great deal.
Not for the games that are listed.
Yeah, like if you say I'm paying $5 a month and I have the Jackbox games, I'd be like, okay, that's cool.
I agree. That's not bad.
Right. But like 33 for all that. And you're like, well, but what's the big game that you're getting? What's the big win there?
Yeah. I mean, Ubisoft's good. Like I said, if I was a big Assassin's Creed guy and even Immortals Phoenix Rising, and like if I was going to play all these games and I could play 2 Assassin's Creeds a month, sure, that's worth it.
Yeah. Yep.
So
All right. Well, we'll keep tagging in on that. That'll be interesting. I've got a question for you because this came up this week.
sure.
Have you seen these Best Buy deals? The My Best Buy Plus deal?
It's a treat. Have they shut it down yet? Is the better question, or is it legit?
It's I will tell you this, it's legit. I used to be a GCU guy. I think it's called Gamers Club Unlimited. That was a plan that Best Buy had. Every game, not new games, every game, every video gaming toy, all the amiibos were 20% off. And I bought games like crazy. So if you had a $60 game that came out, I was getting it for $48
Now, was
at
that
Best
a
Buy.
yearly fee?
Every 2 years,
That's
I think
right.
you paid like $30.
I remember that. That's right.
It was insanity. And you could make that money back so fast.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. I think it was 30. It might have been more, but it was a 2-year membership. So
and
it
that
lasted
didn't last
a long time.
long, right? Like 5 years or so?
I think it was around for about 5. I had 2 full-term memberships. So I had it for at least 4 years. Loved it. Every game that you bought it took the edge off. $48 didn't feel like a lot.
Yep.
And then when GCU ended, that's when I started to slow down on the games I buy. That's when that started to happen. So now there's new plans from Best Buy, and they were a little confusing and I had to go through it, but I want to explain it here because they are great deals and I'm going to recommend it to everybody. Here's the plan. The plan is called My Best Buy Plus. There is a free My Best Buy plan, which is really like you just register with them, you get rewards or whatever, but that's it. I think that's been around for a while. My Best Buy Plus is a different plan. You get exclusive deals through Best Buy. And there is a big list of them. I'm scrolling through them now. There's a big list. You can see like certain products go on big sales, and those are available only to you because you're a My Best Buy Plus award.
Mm-hmm.
But here's where it matters most. If you are a Nintendo Switch owner, and I think most of our audience is, you can buy 3 Nintendo Switch games. You have to buy them at the same time. Buy 3 games. You pay for 2. You get the third one for free.
Ooh.
Not 50% off, free. So when I signed up for this plan, they let you sign up by buying 3 games, and then you pay $50 for the annual membership. So the first thing is the membership is more, and it's 1 year. $50 for a year.
Okay.
But I pre-ordered, and you can pre-order with this plan.
Mm-hmm.
I pre-ordered Super Mario RPG. I pre-ordered Super Mario Wonder. And I pre-ordered one other game that I cannot remember. And I don't usually pre-order things.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the way this works, you have to buy them all 3 at the same time. But I got one of the other games that's coming out. I can't. I'll try to find it, but I can't.
And is it delivery, pickup only, or you have the option?
Oh no, yeah, you can do delivery, whatever. I pre-ordered Pikmin 4. Okay, all 3 of those games are $60. I paid $120.
That's crazy.
And then I got the membership. So in the end, I paid. I got 3 games. I saved $11, and I got the membership for free. So if you are interested in all 3 of those games and you're going to buy all those games, get this membership now. Pre-order the games now. You're going to save a little bit of money and get the membership for the rest of the year. Now you can do this through the rest of the year. Anytime you want to buy 3 games, you save it. So I had to buy Everybody 1-2 Switch. And I was like, oh, what do I do? Do I just buy it for $30 or do I buy 3 games? And it's tricky because this one's $30. You're not saving $60. Yeah. That would be the free one. So as an example, I went through, I pre-ordered Disney Illusion Island, which is coming out this month.
Soon. Yeah.
Yeah. I ordered We Love Katamari Reroll. It's a game that one was a little tricky. Maybe a game I wouldn't have bought, but I had the other reroll game, and I love these games. So.
This is what they wanted. You are the perfect person for Best Buy. You are the exact person they wanted.
Dylan said the exact same thing.
It's so true.
Yes and no, because I didn't have to do this. There were some other games I could have gotten, but I was trying to get a cheaper game. I could have just ordered WarioWare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I could have ordered some game that I knew I was going to buy, but I wanted to buy a cheaper game. This game I think was $30, $35. So I got this one. And so I got Everybody 1-2 Switch for free. Like I can legit say that I got Everybody 1-2 Switch for free because I bought Disney Illusion Island, which I was definitely going to get for Michelle, and then We Love Katamari Reroll. Like I said, even if you want to debate that, I could have bought WarioWare, a game I'm definitely going to buy. But I just wanted to save that one for another threesome and buy those 3 at one time too. This deal is only for Switch games. This isn't PlayStation or Xbox as of right now. So this is only for you Switch owners. But that alone makes this so worth it because I literally just saved myself $30 on top of the membership I essentially got for free. So this is a great deal. But they also have some other deals too, and I looked through it. Check this one out. If you buy any Nintendo eShop gift card or PlayStation Store gift card or Xbox Shop gift card, 15% off.
That's crazy to me. That's
so
crazy.
You buy a $50 gift card and you're paying $750 less. So you're paying $42.50 for $50.
So for all your digital
cash.
games that you're going to buy the indies, you might as well get 15% off.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't use their credit cards directly on those shops. So that's a great deal. And then there's a whole bunch of other deals. You get 10% off on all toys at Best Buy, great deals on TVs and all that. None of that is even important, but it's all there. So it's a great deal. If you buy a lot of games, it's a no-brainer type deal. If you don't buy a lot of games or you're not comfortable buying 3 games at once when you buy a game, maybe not for you.
Let me ask you a dumb question. Can you buy digital game codes on the website?
You can buy digital games.
And that counts.
Yep, that counts. It's a great deal. And I will say this too, they picked a good time to launch it because it was so obvious. Pikmin, Mario. I mean, like,
and Wario.
A lot of it, and Wario. There's so many games we know we're all getting. I'm not usually a pre-order guy, but it was just so obvious. So great deal. Definitely recommend it. Check it out.
I'm tempted now.
It is, and it's $50 for the year. You're gonna have to renew it, but I guarantee you can make it worth it. You're just gonna have to get used to pre-ordering games in advance, but you're gonna save money. Yep. So in the end, it all works out.
Nice.
What else we got? I just want to throw one more out there for you.
Sure.
Do you think Metroid is the cause of the fire or part of the firefighting process, Drew? Did you listen to the song?
Yeah, I did.
So Fall Out Boy did a remake, like a sequel to the Billy Joel song. We Didn't Start the Fire. And I'm a little older than you, but when that song came out, you were 3. I was 13. That is, boom, a Gen X song.
Yeah.
But for all of us who were born in Gen X, we didn't really know all the things in the song. It was going back in history. Mm-hmm. Fall Out Boy did a sequel song, same tune, same rhymes, everything. And it is about everything that's happened since 1989. And it is incredible. I have been listening to the song over and over again. I love the videos. TikTok people are doing dances to the videos, doing, image assisted versions of it. I absolutely love it. It brings a little tear to my eye at times. It's amazing the shit we've gone through. Mm-hmm. And just incredible. We'll play it in the outro today, but I just absolutely love it. If you haven't seen the video, watch it. Just go on YouTube. But here are the interesting things that are in that song that are mentioned. Metroid somehow is in this song. A fringy Nintendo franchise is in this song. I don't know if they are the fire or how we're fighting the fire. And this song has always had things that are like bad things, but good things. It's not just about here's the shitty fire stuff, right?
Talking about Metroid Prime 4, I'd say it's the fire.
I know, imagine. Maybe that's why it's
fire.
Why is Metroid in this song? Maybe Fall Out Boy, they were just fans of it. I mean, maybe they just wanted to put it in there. Tiger Woods has made it into the song. Pokemon is there. Harry Potter is there. Stranger Things is there. And Michael Keaton as Batman is there. Also, Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Downey Jr.
Yeah. So, I definitely, there's always those things. You're like, wait, why is that there? But I understand Harry Potter. I understand Pokemon, Tiger Woods, Metroid. That has to be personal.
That's gotta be.
Like if I wrote this song and like suddenly it was like Life is Strange and you're like, why is Life is Strange? And it's because John wrote it, It's like,
why?
He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Fair point.
Incredible.
John, we have the luxury of Nintendo Oreos coming out. Did you order any?
I did not. I'm looking for them in the stores when I go, but I'm not going out of my way. Did you get some?
I ordered three boxes, packages.
Wow.
I did.
How much did you pay?
More than I'm willing to share.
Yeah, somebody else in our group ordered
Actually,
pretty expensive.
Well, did you see you get some pretty cool postcards and stuff with it when you buy them directly from Nintendo?
Right.
Let's see. I have my receipt right here. That's my shipping receipt. Did I delete my other receipt?
Now, are you going to eat these Oreos?
I'm going to eat 2 of them. I'm going to save 1.
Okay.
I'm not really a big Oreo guy, but the kids will eat them. Yeah, I'll save it forever. Why not? What's your guess for 3 packages of Oreos?
25.
27. I paid.
Oh, all right.
They were
definitely an overpay, but
they were $5 each, $4.99, and shipping was $10.50.
I'm venturing to guess if you're patient, you'll find them, but you might not.
I don't know.
And so
remember
that $10 might be worth it.
Do you remember the Pokemon ones? No, those were you couldn't find them.
Yep. I agree. The $10 is worth the guarantee.
Yeah, I mean the $5 is probably what they cost nowadays at a store. So
it all hinges on you if you're in Target tomorrow and you see them and you're like, "Fuck,"
of course, yeah,
exactly.
Try to buy 2 more boxes of them.
I know. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. No, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I got a quick question for you before we move on. Drew, what is your favorite 2D Nintendo franchise entry? And these 3 games have something in common: Link's Awakening from the Switch, Metroid Dread, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Can you guess what they have in common? Don't think too deeply here.
What do they all Dread? I mean, they're all
Link's Awakening, Metroid Dread, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. All 3 of them are new 2D entries in series that have gone 3D.
I would disagree with Link's Awakening is not 2D.
Well, it's not 2D, but it's it's
not though.
Yeah, but we say Legend of Zelda is 2D, and that's overhead as well. So I mean,
so.
I
thought that, but
it's
misleading.
It is different than the 3D Zeldas that we've been seeing. We hadn't gotten one of those in a while. I mean, when's the last time we got a 2D? We got one on 3DS, but that 2D style, yeah, like a 2D Zelda. We've really gotten, we've gotten 3D games for the most part. Metroid Dread, obviously, it's been a while since we had a Metroid game, but those went 3D. And then we did get the one on 3DS as well. But yeah, those are kind of exceptions. And then Super Mario Brothers Wonder, obviously, we've gotten a lot of 3D games, and they've been doing the 2D, but this is like a new entry in the 2D. Yeah. So which of these 3 that are admittedly all gorgeous looking, and admittedly you haven't played Wonder yet, but you've seen it, is your favorite?
Hands down, Link's Awakening. I mean, this was my childhood game. This will always be my Zelda game. That game's just awesome, and it looked fantastic.
It did.
Yep.
It is a tough choice for me. I loved Link's Awakening and Metroid Dread to death. But I actually do want to replay Link's Awakening and try to 100% it. I didn't get to do that when I played it.
I did do that. That was so much fun.
Yeah. But man, 3 very special kind of 2D versions of the game that we're getting.
I wonder if Wonder will have anything a little different that we haven't seen yet, right? This concept of what is the Wonder, it goes into its own mode. You know, if you remember back to the Wii version of Paper Mario, where it was 2D, but then when you went behind the screen, it turned into not a 3D.
Wasn't that Super Paper Mario? Wasn't that?
Yeah, it was a 2D side. It wasn't. Yeah, they didn't have turn-based battles, but it was a side-scrolling game. But when you went behind, the side-scrolling turns into the screen.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's very cool.
I'm wondering if that's what this Wonder mode is. I mean, I'm not sure. We saw very little of this game, but I wonder if they would do that.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it is a 2D game.
Either. I think it's more just another mode, but
I think there's a lot we haven't seen. That's the way Nintendo does it. They don't give it all away super early. No, I think there's going to be a lot of really cool stuff in this one. I'm very excited for it.
Yep.
All right. Let's get to the questions from you, the fans, the listeners. The first 2 questions are very similar. I'm going to go through them both. FTC question from Hoots. From a Nintendo angle, how silly is it that Sony is taking the stance of saying Nintendo is not a competitor, and maybe just the debate that is being had about Nintendo's place in the market in general? Does it even make a difference in the nature of the Activision acquisition? Very similar question we got from Hambo, and I'll read that one. What's your take on the Switch not being considered a console in light of all the FTC hearings?
Ugh.
Have you kept up with this one? I've kept up with it a bit.
I mean, I'm aware of it. I have not really kept up with it.
Okay. I'll summarize it for you and anybody who's not familiar, but basically Xbox is trying to purchase Activision Blizzard. That was the $69 billion nice deal, trying to acquire them. And it was rejected by the FTC. I know it was rejected by the UK board as well. And so now Xbox is bringing a lawsuit, and they're trying to get this sale through. And what we have gotten over this past week has been fascinating news. A lot of, when these things happen, there's some information that you're learning. And so we've learned lots of stuff. But what these two questions are focusing on is that Sony is saying that Xbox and Sony are competitors, and that there is like a competitive advantage to Xbox getting Activision Blizzard. And they're trying to say, well, Activision Blizzard is going to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo Switch, so it's not like a monopoly or whatever. And so Sony's argument is that's not good enough. Nintendo is not a competitor. And so the question is, what do we think about that? I'll tell you what I think about this. Hoots and Hambo. I think a lot of this stuff, I just don't give a shit. Yeah, I honestly don't give a shit. I like to play games. I don't like the business side of it.
It's so political business junk. Yeah, that's what it is.
Sony doesn't believe for a second that Nintendo Switch is not a competitor to them. Right? They're saying this because if you say Nintendo is a competitor and they're getting Call of Duty, so two consoles will have Call of Duty, it makes their argument a little bit weaker. I will say, however, that in many ways, even though that does sound ridiculous, that Nintendo's not a competitor to the market, we talk about it that way all the time, don't we? Like we say all the time, Nintendo is not competing with Xbox or Sony. So we actually, it's weird when Sony says it, but we say it all the time. Nintendo Switch is in a league of its own, and then it's Sony versus Xbox with their big, high-res, huge adventure type games. So as much as it feels like, that's shitty or whatever, it's exactly what we say it is.
In a ever-changing market, right? I think that's hard to say because Sony has no idea, and we have no idea what Nintendo's next console is. What if they change directions? I mean, 98% chance they're not, but like you can't. It's still a video game industry, right? So like you can't say that it's not. I find that hard to believe. I mean, look at back in the day. I mean, Nintendo and Sega had every EA sports game out there, right? And sure, they don't have it anymore, but that doesn't mean a second wave of that can't come through tomorrow. So,
right,
like you said, it's just political bullshit nonsense of just trying to turn a side on a judge. It's
making an argument. Yep.
Yeah.
And Drew, you'd love a lot of like some of the stuff that came out of this. Xbox is arguing that they've lost the console war, which is
I saw that.
Which is true, but is also weird because they're still fighting the console war, right? They're last place.
According to who, right? I mean, you could say that you won streaming services with Game Pass. Like it's like what did you lose? The sales of your hardware? But are you winning the subscription model? Like it's all irrelevant. It's just
they're trying to position themselves as we're just lowly Xbox. Wait, nobody even heard of Microsoft, like that sort of thing.
Of course,
like, the only people that lost the console war were like Sega. Sega lost the console war.
They have no hardware.
And Atari, like they lost. So it's a bit silly. There's been some new information about that Xbox has been looking at acquiring all sorts of companies. Maybe not all of them, but they've looked at buying Square Enix, Sega, Ubisoft. Like, it's fucking scary shit. And I will say this, I don't really much care for the argument. I'm just so sick of it. I just don't want to hear it anymore. And I almost want to say, like, just let Xbox have them so we can just stop talking about this. I'm not here for like the business shit. Like, get it out of my system. And I'm kind of sick of seeing Phil Spencer now. Like, Phil Spencer has, since Reggie left Nintendo, Phil Spencer is the most public face of a console.
Yep.
You know, Sony PlayStation really doesn't have a mascot executive. They have the Jim Ryan who runs it, but he's really not somebody that you see all the time. Phil Spencer is fucking in my face every day, and I'm kind of sick of him. You need to go away. As just forget it. But I will say this about this.
They need a Horus.
They need a Horus. It's like, Phil, just stop it every day. I don't think it's okay that Xbox is trying to acquire Activision Blizzard, especially on the heels of them acquiring Bethesda, right? They buy this huge game maker, and then they want to buy an even huger game maker. I don't think it's okay. And I say that as someone who, I wouldn't want Nintendo to buy Activision Blizzard. I wouldn't want PlayStation to buy Activision Blizzard. I don't see how we win. Now, if you are an Xbox player, one thing you would win is, well, Xbox wants to put these games on Game Pass. Okay, they're not there now. Who knows long term if they stick with that? I still say eventually Xbox is not going to be doing this day one thing anymore. I don't think it's going to fly. But you win because you're like, oh, I can play Call of Duty for free because I'll have Game Pass. No big deal, right? You'll lose because Game Pass is going to go up to $20 a month, but whatever. But I don't like the fact that you take a game publisher that makes so many games and all of a sudden one console maker owns that. It's not something we have seen before. And when they bought Bethesda, we had never seen that before. And now with Activision Blizzard, we have definitely not seen that before. Think about all the studios that that Xbox in the past has bought, maybe Bungie or Nintendo has bought or PlayStation has bought. Those are smaller studios that have one or two games. They're not industry titans. And I don't think it helps anybody for Xbox to own Activision Blizzard, least of which, even if you care, like Xbox has not run their studios very well. And Bethesda, what have they put out? Like Redfall was kind of a disaster and whatever. So like, you don't want to see Xbox ruin that either. I don't like it, but I'm also sick of it. I'm sick of it. It also reeks of things aren't working well for Xbox, so they're trying to like just buy the industry. It's an insult to, as the last point I'll make, it's an insult to Nintendo and Sony because we have watched over 20 years with Sony and 30, 35 years with Nintendo. They have built up their reputation by putting out the Marios, the Zeldas, the Metroids, the Punch-Outs. They've built that up themselves. And when they've bought studios like is it like Level 5? Like these little studios. You make Mario an RPG, we're going to buy you. Intelligent Systems, you've been making games for us, we're going to buy you. They have like used that to add to their power. But those were not big studios that were putting out resources. Diablo. Yeah. And Sony has done that too, like Insomniac Games was not a huge game publisher. They bring them in Housemarque, those sort of things.
I think it's so much bigger than that too, right? I mean, Blizzard has movie deals and movie contracts as well. Like there's so much other stuff besides just the video game aspect of it. And I think that's right why Microsoft is looking at it from that point of view as well.
Right. Microsoft hasn't really earned that. They've built, like, even when we say who are the mascots for Xbox, we say like Halo, but like Halo's not even really a relevant, huge franchise.
Not relevant anymore.
And so you feel like they haven't put in that blood, sweat, and tears to build something up, and now they just kind of like, well, we're going to buy Bethesda, we're going to buy Activision Blizzard, and hey, we're looking at Square Enix later too, and that just like feels gross in a way. It feels like you're just cheating with your money. And your money is not your money. It's Microsoft's money. It's not Xbox's like pile.
And I agree. I mean, what's if they're already getting those games on their console day one? Like, what's the advantage of them owning it besides specifically to hurt your competitor?
Like by making them exclusive, you're saying
that or delayed releases or whatever. Like, what else is the benefit of owning that company? Besides more profits, right? I mean, you have the profits and the exclusivities, like, but besides that, you're already getting your games, those games on that console. It's not like you want to buy Nintendo because I want to buy Nintendo so I can have Zelda on Xbox. Like that's not the reason they're doing it. They already have the games.
Right, and they're showing that they will turn these games exclusive. When they there was something revealed in the lawsuit. I don't have the exact statement in front of me, that originally Starfield was going to stay as a multi-platform game, and then one day Phil Spencer said, nope, it's going to be an Xbox exclusive. He just decided it needed to be exclusive. Not a surprising thing. Isn't that really why you would buy them? And you're going to make it exclusive to your platform only. And that was a surprise to the other executives. They weren't expecting that.
Mm-hmm.
And, Redfall became an exclusive, right? So what else in the future? Will Diablo 5 be an exclusive?
Yeah.
We don't know. And the reason why I sympathize with what Sony's doing and what Jim Ryan is trying to defend is, it is very easy for us to say, look, Call of Duty is a game that is played way more on PlayStation today than it is on Xbox. Okay, fine. I don't play Call of Duty, but we know that those are the numbers. They might, if Xbox decides to make it exclusive, then all of those PlayStation players, a lot of them are going to switch to Xbox because they want to play Call of Duty. There's a significant number of people, they say, that only play Call of Duty, which is crazy, but like not surprising at the same time. So what stops them from making it? Now, you and I might say, yeah, but they're not going to do that. They get so many sales. Why would they do that? They would cut their sales, yada, yada, yada. But you and I saying that is one thing. When you run PlayStation, and they've said, Jim Ryan has actually said he doesn't think that that's what Xbox will do, but they could. And if they decide to do that, who does that hurt? It doesn't hurt you or me. It hurts Sony. So when you represent Sony, when you are the president of Sony, you do have to fight because you don't know what they're going to do. And I think that's where this whole argument is. If Sony didn't care, they're not doing it just to be jerks, is because they want to make sure that Call of Duty stays there. And these other games, Diablo, and there's tons of them, and it's, so I understand it. But at the same time, a lot of things are being said that probably aren't true, and a lot of things are being exaggerated and whatever, but it's crazy. It's nuts. The other thing also that just directly with this question that I noted, that PlayStation 4 and Xbox One both came out in November of 2013. PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S came out in November of 2020. They came out the same months, in two separate generations. The Nintendo Switch came out March 2017. So is it a direct competitor? I mean, just from the dates, Switch used to compete against PS4 and Xbox One. Now it's competing against PS5 and Xbox Series X. It's the last gen.
It's always been one gen
current
behind.
Gen.
Yeah,
I know, but I think because the Wii U didn't last very long, we are in this scenario where it's splitting the gens.
But according to who? According to who? What do you consider gen? Is it graphics? Is it, what is it? It's really rhetorical. It's
right. Well, right now you would say, I mean, like the Switch used to be competing against the PlayStation 4. Now the PS4 is not sold in stores. I mean, it kind of is in little trickles, but now it's competing against PS5. It's just, it's not coming out at the same time. Wii U came out in 2012. So a much more similar timeline, but because it got cut short, the Switch is sort of crossing the generations now. So in some ways, technically, yes, it's an old gen, but it is also current gen. Whatever, it's a fascinating thing. I don't know. I think there could be a decision later this week. Like I said, I'm worried. I don't think Xbox should own Activision Blizzard and Bethesda. I don't know, but whatever. I don't care really about the legalities. Whatever they decide, they decide. Let's just play some games. All right. Next question. They got the first yawn of the night. We're getting at the 5-minute warning here. Darth Platypus has a question. With the new Indiana Jones movie coming out, what do you all think of the franchise? Are you going to see the new one? And do you have a favorite indie movie? I enjoy the franchise overall. My favorite is Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'll be going to see the new movie this afternoon. He will have seen it by now. I hope you enjoyed it, Darth. Actually, I think he wrote about it. I'm going to go find that. While you tell me what you think about the Indiana Jones franchise.
Yeah, I mean, I love Indiana Jones. Who doesn't love Indiana Jones? It's a little action adventure movie. They're great. I mean, Raiders of the Lost Ark is the obvious answer, but I have a little secret love for Temple of Doom just because I think it's so unique and like fun, and it's different, and it's Shorty's in it, and You see the little video the other day, Shorty and Harrison Ford
Short
reconnect.
round. Yeah. I love that, man.
Me too. That stuff's cool. But
that whole story of that actor is crazy.
I know.
I mean, like the guy was in Goonies and Temple of Doom. He was huge, and then he was just gone from and then he comes back, he wins an award, and now he's hanging out with Harrison Ford again. It's crazy.
And how about the Disneyland Indiana Jones ride, John? That's a good one.
I love that.
That's a fun ride. I
love that ride.
Yeah, I mean, love it. Love the series. I mean, I'm excited. I do want to see this one. I don't know if my wife likes it as much as I do, so I don't know if we'll see it in the theater. Maybe I can grab some buddies, but definitely, like, as soon as it comes out on Disney Plus or whatever it is, I'll watch it. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I do like the series. I really enjoyed the first three. Temple of Doom is my clear number one. By far. In fact, we just saw the first three recently because my kids had never seen them and they watched the first four.
Okay.
I didn't watch the fourth one again. I'm not a big fan of the
Shia LaBeouf one with the aliens?
The
one he's talking about?
No, Shia LaBeouf, isn't he young? He's young Indiana Jones, right? That was the young Indiana Jones one?
No, there's Indiana Jones with Shia LaBeouf and the aliens. And what are they called?
Was he in the third one?
No. He's in the fourth one.
Okay. Maybe you're right. I should have watched it a second time.
It's the fourth one.
Temple of Doom is my favorite.
The Crystal, or Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
That's the fourth one.
I saw that one for the first time like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I don't really remember it either.
Fan. So I enjoy the core series that I think of as the 80s movies.
The three of them.
Temple of Doom is my favorite. Harrison Ford's just too old now. He was way too old for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I didn't like seeing, and it's funny because my kids watched the movie, and then like 4 days later watched the fourth one. I was like, wow, you're going to see a guy age like 7 years. And like
watch the fifth one because that one is still relatively.
I think that one is this one up it's almost the same gap. I think it's almost exactly the same gap between the third and the fourth and the fourth and the fifth, which is crazy because the fourth one was such a big gap. And they did it again.
I know
that there's some de-aging going on, which of course makes it even weirder. It's gotten some mixed reviews, but it seems like one of those movies that didn't get good critical reviews, but people enjoyed watching it.
2008 was the Crystal Skull.
So that would be a 15-year gap.
And what was the other one? Last Crusade,
1989, right? I think, was Last Crusade. So that was definitely a
89.
19. Yeah, that's the biggest gap.
That's 19. Wow.
This is a series that I just kind of wish ended with a third one, and you get the fan service and whatever, and it's like you can have fun and whatever. That's fine.
There's ways to do it though, right? Look at Jurassic World and how they rebooted a series with new actors. And then, like, have the old actors come make a guest appearance, but they don't have to be the main focus anymore.
Right. Yep.
Or I mean, Indiana Jones is such a cool concept. Pull what they do with James Bond and just recast them and put into a new story. But keep the same thing going. Make 3 new movies with a new Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I think that's fine. I think they should just reboot it. Whatever. And maybe you don't enjoy it as much and it goes away. That's fine.
That's okay.
I just think it's a little weird. Just have this old man adventuring around. It's painful to see. I will say the new movie has was it Phoebe Waller-Bridgers or something like that. I can never remember her name, but absolutely love Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She's great. So if I watch this movie, it'll be more for her than Harrison Ford at this point. But yeah, no, Temple of Doom is better. Raiders of the Lost Ark is not the easy answer. I think Temple of Doom is the normal answer.
If you asked, I think Raiders of the Lost Ark is known as like the highest rated of the 3. I think from a personal favorite, I'm on the same page with you. But I think Raiders of the Lost Ark is if you ask 10 people, I think you get 7 Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I think for the most part, if you ask 10 people, you'll get 1 for each of the first 3. I don't know if anyone will say 4 was their favorite one, or maybe 5.
I can't imagine that either.
Yeah, but a 1, 2, or 3, I think would be.
I think Lost Ark would be the leader.
I think Temple of Doom would be the leader. I don't know.
Let's poll it. Let's put it in our chat tomorrow.
I'll throw it on Twitter, and if people can access it, then go ahead and vote.
We'll put it in Discord.
Okay. All right, last question. In honor of John and Marty's sons getting first jobs, what were some of your first jobs, and do you have any good stories from them? My favorite high school job was in a movie theater. I'll never forget the night Twister opened. We had it showing. Can you tell me when Twister was released? I want to get a good
1990.
Is it? Okay.
That's a yes. That's a
Okay.
yes.
Look that up. I'll never forget the night Twister opened. We had it showing in our two largest theaters, both
96.
sold out.
Sorry. 96.
96, okay. We had it showing in our two largest theaters, both sold out. Management was too cheap to buy 2 copies of the movie, so they just bought 1. They fed it through the first projector and down a long hallway. Holy shit.
It's incredible.
And directly into the second projector. About halfway through the movie, the film snagged on something. The projector kept running and sent film spewing all over the place. It was about waist deep before someone got up there and stopped it. They had to cancel both showings, and we had about 300 angry people in the lobby. Holy shit!
That's awesome.
Wow. How much is a movie for a movie theater to buy? Like, you think that...
I think it's a lot of money.
So, like, if you want to show it on 2 screens, you're going to have to pay double for it.
Yeah.
Is what we're saying. Wow.
Of course.
I guess that makes sense. Wow. Yeah. That's hilarious. I wonder if anybody's ever tried that. Was that... Max Power.
This is a terrible idea.
Is this something that's ever happened before? Was like this a complete innovation?
Yeah, is this a common theme?
I know who I'm gonna ask. I know somebody who also did what Max Power did. I'm gonna ask them. That's crazy. Yeah, I can't remember if I talked about it or whatever, but Cedric started his new job last week, and it's a tough job. It's an outdoor job. He had to take his second day off from work because his body was brutalized that first day. He had shoes that were too small. But this week he got through all 3 days. He comes back. He's got dirt on his face. Oh, I feel bad. I mean, you and I are just office workers. You're going golfing half of your work days. Oh, and he's coming back with dirt on his face. He has to shower every time he comes home. And he's a kid. Like, he's 16, right? They don't want to shower. Yeah. He comes home and he showers. He does not have to be told. He's just like in the shower even before dinner. It's been grueling, but he's gotten accustomed to it, and he's fine with it. He's enjoying it.
Nice.
You got any like first job?
I mean, I worked at a golf course for a long time, but after that, I applied to the Disney store. Remember the old school Disney stores, John?
The merch store, yeah.
Yep. And I didn't get it. So I walked right next door and I applied to GameStop. And I did get it.
Wow.
So just like our podcasting world, unfortunately, Nintendo beats Disney. Too soon?
Yep.
But it's funny, when I worked at GameStop, even back then, I was still a Nintendo freak. So I just hung out in the Nintendo section the whole time. And if someone came in and asked me about any other system, I would just say, hey, don't talk to someone else. And I would just stand there and talk about Nintendo games. And that's all I did. I didn't check people out. I didn't want to do that. Just wanted to stand in the store.
Was that your job? I mean, like, what you said you didn't want to do that, but like, were you supposed to?
I think the manager liked me, but I was probably too young for her. But it was okay.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
It was an easy job. I didn't do much.
When you didn't get the Disney job, were you being told that, or did you interview for it and then go next door? Like, what happened?
I interviewed for it. You know what it was? It was really my own fault, because it was like, oh, we want you to work Fridays and Saturday nights. So that's what the young part-time people do.
Right.
But I was like, I can't do that. I at the time I was refereeing hockey. I like youth hockey or high school.
My God.
I was double dipping.
Has anything changed since this?
No. So it was last week. So yeah, didn't get it. I was devastated. So I went over to GameStop.
We like in tears, and you're like, "Are you hiring?"
Oh, I just want to jump in the big stuffy pile.
I only play Nintendo games, but I'll buy a Luna in about 20 years. I had it kind of easy. My first 2 jobs were with my parents' business. My parents are blue collar. They decided to buy a dry cleaners. They had been working in a dry cleaners they had a boss and they both operated the dry cleaners, and eventually they bought their own dry cleaners. They bought like one or two, just one at a time. And so my first job was working at the front desk at a dry cleaners. People bring in their clothes, you got to ticket them, you throw them in the bin. It's weird, and like I never dry cleaned any of my clothes. Like none of us dry cleaned our clothes. We didn't have fancy suits and whatever. And then I worked there.
Never do that.
My mom would pay me in cash, all under the table. I didn't pay taxes or anything else like that. She just I was like making $75 cash a day.
Wow.
It just seemed like $1 million.
Yeah.
And just don't tell the IRS about it. My second job was also with them. They had, I think they made a mistake, but they decided to buy a deli. They wanted something that could make more money. They bought a deli. It wasn't work that they had done before, and it was a lot of work. I have a huge respect for if you run a bodega, a market or something like that. You gotta keep your milk fresh. You gotta buy just enough product to sell, but not that doesn't spoil. It is hard work. They did like Irish imports. So Irish newspapers they were importing in, Irish candies. That's why I sent you those Irish candies. All of that stuff they had to manage in an Irish neighborhood in New York, and we were Italians. So it's like, what kind of foods they like? They would make scones and all of that.
Corned beef and cabbage.
Yep. That was all in there. Shepherd's pie. So and in the back of the kitchen were Mexican immigrants who were not here legally, and owned by an Italian family.
Being paid cash under the table.
Everybody getting paid cash under the table. Not the best operation or whatever. Don't send my parents to jail. They're old. And but like when I worked at the deli, I was very much doing desk service. It was more interesting job. So people would order sandwiches. I need my ham and cheese or whatever, and I would make sandwiches, whatever. So my story, I don't think I've told this story on here before. Maybe
I didn't even know you worked at these places.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So worked at the deli. So, when you own a business, you try to stay open, especially on holidays. So I think it was New Year's Eve, or I can't remember. It was some holiday. It wasn't like Christmas or like a major one, but it was a holiday and we were open. And I was working and I was there with my mom. And somebody ordered something, I don't remember. And so you have the deli machines and, you have to clean them. And so it generally involves taking a rag and, you run the machine and you run this wet rag over the blade, and that's how you clean it. So if somebody orders liverwurst, that's the worst because it gets really dirty and then you got to clean it. Somebody orders ham. The next person orders ham. You don't have to clean the blade, but, you have to clean the blade. For whatever reason that day, I don't know why. I've worked at the deli for a couple years by this point. I took a rag and one layer of the rag, and I just ran my thumb over it to clean the blade. And it yanked a little bit, and I sliced the tip of my left thumb. No, it was my right thumb. Yep. I sliced the tip of my right thumb clean off. Good so God. Above the nail, like if you look at your thumb, the meat like above the nail, zoop, clean off. Left a red oval, a perfect red oval. And I kind of went into like a shock, like, oh my God, like, is that a bad injury? I couldn't tell. Like I didn't slice my thumb off, but and then I started bleeding, and then I told my mom, and my mom just said, I gotta close the store, went to the hospital and had to get my thumb patched out. So basically they just glued, they didn't glue my skin back on. I don't know where that piece of skin went.
Still in the machine.
Somewhere.
Someone's
and they just kind of, not stitches, but they did the glue. And so the top of my thumb, the fingerprints are all wonky up there. So I lost a piece of myself in there. Still to this day, I think about it, and I don't know why I didn't do the rag thing. For some reason, I was
lazy, whatever.
Out and
look at that. We learn something about each other every day, John.
Yeah.
Who knew?
And then I went to GameStop and got a job. No, I didn't. But yeah, I didn't get my first job where my parents weren't my employers wasn't until like my second year in college. It was so it was pretty good. I mean, pretty good. Yeah.
Nice.
Congratulations to my son and Marty's son.
Yes.
You're working men now. You're working men.
Well, That wraps up all our questions, John. What do we have coming up in this few weeks?
Long show. We get a bit of a break. I think everyone needs a break. There's too much to play right now. So finally, July 12th, in 10 days from when we're recording, Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals finally comes out after multiple delays. And then Manic Mechanics. That was a game that we saw in the Nintendo Direct, right? Yeah, recently. That comes out July 13th. So not huge. I'm excited for Oxenfree. I'm not going to go in day one. But yeah, a couple of link titles. So finish up your Tears of the Kingdoms. Finish up your Pikmin 4 demos. Finish up Octopath if you're me. Lots to play.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going. It just gets busier and busier once we hit August, September, October.
Yep.
That is it. And I want some Luna news, man. I want some Luna games that you report on next week.
Mail mole.
Because you didn't play a Luna game.
I mean, I played a couple versions of different ones, but nothing just to try it out.
I mean, you didn't report it today.
Well,
so.
I tried, I played Sonic Mania. I said, let me just, it's Sonic, it's easy. Let me just test it and play 2 levels, and it's not anything I have to commit to.
Right,
I did that. So I did that. There's another 1 or 2 that I want to try. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And yeah, hey, Monthly Mayhem, get started. We're going to create a channel. I'll create a channel right now.
Yeah. Drop the graphic. And that's
I'll create the channel and yeah, I won't do the graphic till tomorrow. We'll leave it a little mysterious. Ooh, people wonder what this is.
You got it.
Yeah. All right. Good show.
All right. Sweet.
Get to sleep, buddy.
I will.
Good night.
Bye.
Night, dads.
The Dads After Dark show is part of the Nintendo Dads family of podcasts. You can subscribe to us anywhere podcasts are available, including Google, Overcast, and Stitcher. And if you're using Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave us a 5-star review. You know you want to. Be sure to join us on the Nintendo Dads Discord in our Dads After Dark channels for some naughty After Dark talk. Leave us a voicemail with Spotify for podcasters, and we'll play it on our next show. Check our podcast description for the link. Follow us on Twitter or TikTok at @NDadsAfterDark and also Blue Sky at Dads After Dark. A lot of fun over there, boys. A big thank you to Family Jewels for our show's music. That's all for tonight. Good night, you sexy dads. Sweet dreams.